It's the final game before conference play begins in Class 3A. The Riverton Wolverines are still searching for their first win of the season, taking on a formidable opponent in Star Valley. It's the Wolverines against the Braves, live on 105.1 Jack FM and streaming on the County 10 YouTube channel. Let's send it to the voice of the Wolverines. Here's John Gabrielson and Bo Sheets for this broadcast.
Looking at a temperature of 58 degrees at Wolverine Field on a Friday afternoon. Good afternoon, John Gabrielson, Bo Sheets, Thomas Dent, Andrew Sossaman, Christian Corona, all with us. Wyatt Barichka back at the studio for a matinee performance of Wolverine football. And I tell you, Bo, when I woke up this morning, I wondered if we weren't in for what we were in for last Friday when the weatherman came looking at some rain and some cold temperatures, and then a pretty good bank of fog over us this morning too.
Yeah, it's turned into a really nice day right now. If we could keep it like this, perfect day for what feels like kind of a college atmosphere for timing of the game and, getting ready for a kickoff around lunchtime instead of under the lights.
You're watching the Froshmore game that is unfolding in front of us. They're at a moving clock at minute left in the ball game at 52-8 in favor of Star Valley as Wolverines just throw an interception right there. Star Valley coming into this game 2-1. They lost to Cody in last year's semifinal 24-17. 2-1 this year, beating the Russets of Shelley, Idaho. They got to play on the blue turf at Boise State. And then they beat the Preston Indians. They lost last week to the Sugar Salem Diggers, who has had a pretty darn good football season and football, I guess, career over the last couple of years, as they were just shy of, I think, a three-peat or even a four-peat in 3A in Idaho. And they put it to the Braves last week. Wolverines suffering some injuries, Braves as well. They're down to their third-string running back. They missed their starting quarterback in the first game of the season, but getting healthier as they go. 20th meeting between these two teams, 10-9 overall in favor of Riverton.
Yeah, and that's good to know. It's been very evenly matched over the last 20 or so meetings, but again, Star Valley's, their program has been really solid the last 10 years. You know, them and Cody, as well as Douglas, kind of the three premier programs over the last decade or more.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're kind of trending in opposite directions,
Yep.
Are the teams. Star Valley has won the last 5 in a row. You have to go back to 2014 for a Wolverine win under Pat Patterson. Went to Afton, beat the Braves 32-21, which you don't win in Afton very often. That is a tough place to play, and they did win there 32-21. Riverton 5-2 at home versus the Braves, 5-7 at Afton. They haven't played since 2019.
Yeah, again, they're a solid program. It'll be interesting to kind of see, where our Wolverines are at today with kind of hobbling into the game with some injuries and everything, and with Star Valley facing some of that too. It's going to be an exciting game to see where we're at.
Yeah, the Braves looking to bounce back after getting beat on the road at Sugar Salem, Idaho last weekend, 34-7. In that ball game, and the Wolverines just looking for some success, looking to build on what was a one-score game after essentially 3 quarters last week. And you hear Coach Troy Anderson talk about that in our pregame show. It is brought to you by Porter's. This is the Porter's Tailgate, and game time is at 12:30, so each team going to have about 25 minutes to warm up. I'm wondering if the Wolverines haven't warmed up behind us in the grass next to the school as the Braves were kind of doing over at the middle school as well. And you look at the Braves, predominantly a running team, and then you look at them as coming in as the number one passers with an asterisk, I guess.
Yeah, and again, they've done a good job over the years of kind of adjusting what they do. Very physical kind of running team, but as their personnel has changed, they've kind of changed how they approach you, and it's kind of fun to see a program that, like a SEC type team that goes from running to where they're adjusting to where now they can throw at you and still run it. So very excited to watch these guys live.
Yeah, and they bring in a 6'6" quarterback there, number 5 in the line as the Braves run by. But then they bring in the shorter guy at 6'3" as the backup quarterback in
right.
Luke Linford. So a very tall team. I'm sure you'll see them on the basketball floor coming up here in a few weeks, a few months maybe. I guess Let's not rush our fall as of yet. But this is your Porter's Tailgate show. Coming up, we'll take a look at your Wolverine weekend, state golf, also some cross-country swimmings, volleyball conference play opening up at home here in a little bit as well. We'll take a look at that. We'll also have a look at some football around the state. One county team played in action last night. We'll also hear from head coach Troy Anderson as we get ready. But your Wolverine weekend, that is next after this timeout. This is Wolverine football on a Friday afternoon on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Here is a look at your Wolverine weekend. See what the other Wolverine sports are up to this beautiful fall afternoon. RHS Volleyball enters 4A West Conference play with a 6-5 record under first-year head coach Kim Davis. Her team will host Jackson in varsity play at 5 today. They'll host Star Valley at home tomorrow at 1. They'll also play Cody at home on Tuesday. Coach Davis talks about the progress from the start of the season till now with that 6-5 record.
You know, the wins are great, don't get me wrong, but, I changed rotation this week, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But I think for the most part, we're looking forward to open up the conference with some wins. It's pretty important to us at this point in time, and I think it's important to me, but I see that it's important to them as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend.
Kind of slows down a little in conference play, but maybe not because you're playing 3 conference matches in the span of 5 days, but
right.
You should be ready to go for that.
Yeah, we'll be ready to go. I know Gracie's back. She had that injury. She's moving a lot better with that knee. I just kind of had to make some adjustments to our rotation to kind of tweak out some of those inconsistencies, and we've worked on those. And so I really think that we'll be ready to go. We're at home, so that can make a difference. Kids will be nervous, and so I'm hoping we kind of settle in and play, and that's what I'm probably a little more concerned about is.
What do you know about these 3 opponents and expectations going in?
I don't know a whole lot about them. I've kind of just tried to catch a few things here and there, what the kids have even said and filled in, but, I'm probably more worried about what's going to happen on our side of the court at this point.
RHS golfers are at the 3A state championships today and tomorrow in Buffalo. The boys were conference champions. They'll look to defend last year's championship at the Buffalo Golf Course. Also looking to defend is Parker Paxton, the junior, who has won it both his freshman and sophomore years, the individual title. RHS swimmers are in the home pool tonight, hosting Worland, Cody, Powell, and Pinedale. Coach Chad Fallon talks progress in the Wolverine waters.
We're right on the edge. So Jayla Griffith is right on the edge of 200 free and 50 free and 100 free. And then Kendall Vincent they're both within a second to a half second or less on 100 free and 50 free. So we've positioned them well for this Friday at a home meet, and kind of hopefully we'll have that exciting time happen here. We have some new girls. Jules Spradlin is really coming along. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with her this week. Hannah Grasmick and Yeva Montano and Amelia Tate, all of them are just, especially in fly this week, are really going to be exciting to watch.
That was just going to be my next question, is talk a little bit about, 4 or 5 teams coming in, I think, to compete in our pool.
It's really exciting. They have done such really great work this week. Just really have grown a lot in their ability to manage intensity and take their effort to the next level. And I think that's going to have really good things happen on Friday.
And that kind of leads me into this question of, you had just raved about how well they had worked in the first couple of weeks of practice, and sounds like you've seen that continue.
That's the one thing that I've been most excited about, is they're learning how to be intense. And that was something that, I was watching, but this week in particular they've really come out and shined when I've asked them to in practice. And so we keep our heads together, and Friday, Saturday this week should be good things for them.
Wolverine swimmers will head to Green River tomorrow. Cross country had a grueling few days last weekend, racing in 2 meets a day apart. Ton Gopp will let most of his varsity rest this weekend. There is an exception. Junior Caden Chatfield will run in an event in Utah with runners from 7 states invited. That race is tomorrow in Salt Lake City. This has been your Wolverine Weekend. Get out and support Big Red whenever you can. I'll be back with a look at some football around the state right after this. This is Wolverine Football on 105.1 Jack FM and the County 10 YouTube channel.
Central Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at
Elevate Rehab in Lander is a proud sponsor of sports in Fremont County. Elevate offers physical and occupational therapy and specializes in hand therapy. Elevate Rehab also offers one-on-one personalized treatment for every patient. Their dedicated team of highly skilled and specialized therapists will help you on your journey back to better health and mobility. Elevate Rehab, 535 East Main, Suite D in Lander.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports-certified specialist or therapy from the only certified hand therapist in Fremont County. With 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. To find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment, go to fremonttherapy.com.
Back at Wolverine Field in a temperature of 58 degrees, sun kind of going in and out of clouds, and it's almost too hot with a sweatshirt, not warm enough without one, Bo, as we look at Wolverine Field getting ready for a matinee performance of this ball game today. A lot of people asking, why are we playing at 12:30? And that is simple answer is there's not enough officials, and officials get overbooked, and a lot of them do 2 games in one day, getting an afternoon game and then a night game, and just worked out that they couldn't find officials to do 2 night games in this area, so they had to go earlier in the afternoon. And what's funny is I chatted with McKay Young in his 7th year at Star Valley, and deer season opened up yesterday.
Sure.
And he said that's like a national holiday in the valley.
Right.
And they weren't about to play on Thursday, so they said, well, we're not going to play Saturday either. So here we are on a Friday afternoon, the matinee performance. Some other games, Lovell will play at Lyman at 1 o'clock, but we're the early one on the day.
Well, and talking to the officials too. I mean, they have 4 games today, so they are busy, around the area, kind of doing us a favor by getting them in today. And I don't know. I mean, you're good at the history of Riverton sports and everything. When's the last time we've had a non-playoff game at noon-ish?
Well, that's just the thing is I don't know. I remember, so I talked about doing the first game ever on this turf field. Joel Kindle and I did that game. I think that was even a 1 o'clock kickoff when we played Torrington on a Monday afternoon because the bowl had froze over. It was about ankle shin deep of water from a storm that had come in Friday, Saturday. So they pushed the game to Monday and then played it here with no bleachers, no scoreboard, just a turf field.
Wow.
And they played the game here, but I want to say that one even started at 1 o'clock.
Sure.
So I don't know the last 12:30 non-playoff game that has happened for the Wolverines to play at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's different, but it's kind of fun to get ready. Like I said, it feels like a college atmosphere, kind of a small college a feel to the games. Get to play in the afternoon, and again, both teams have to be ready. At least our guys, didn't have to travel the long distance.
Yeah, the Froshmores from Star Valley left at 5 this morning. Their varsity left at 6:30 from the Valley, according to Coach McKay Young. And some other games, some Fremont County teams played last night. Shoshone knocked off the Cheyenne East Junior Varsity 54-21. Shoshone's JV will play St. Stephen's later today. Rocky Mountain did the similar thing. Instead of playing Wyoming Indian, they played the Natrona JVs at Buffalo last night. So there was a couple of jockeying around for some Fremont County teams that went down yesterday. Other 3A games today of interest. Cody is at Buffalo. That is 1 versus 4, a 6 o'clock kickoff there. Evanston is at Lander. Lander recognizing their seniors on their first home game at 6 o'clock tonight. Powell is at Douglas. Green River is at number 5, Worland. Number 1 versus number 2 in 2A football. Lovell is at Lyman. That boots at 1 o'clock here this afternoon. And then other Fremont County activity. Third-ranked Wind River hosting the Riverside Rebels tonight. And I think that's where perhaps our refs are going after this, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be a big one for the Cougars out at Leroy Center Field. And then the DuBois Rams take on Encampment this weekend at Encampment. So that'll get you up to date on what's going on in football across the state of Wyoming involving our Fremont County teams.
Yeah, it's definitely busy. It's kind of fun to start watching as the season progresses, with these teams that are ranked and playing each other, just to kind of see how things start to shake out. So a couple of those scores will be interesting tonight.
Definitely will, and you're going to be interested in this one, the Wolverines and the Star Valley Braves. We are about 12 minutes from kickoff here on 105.1 Jack FM on the Porter's Tailgate Show. When we come back from this 90-second timeout, an interview with the head coach, Troy Anderson. That's next. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
High Country Hearing Center supports patient hearing health care with a superior standard of practice for our Wyoming families, and we are proud to sponsor sports and student athletes all across Fremont County. High Country Hearing Centers has been serving Wyoming's hearing health care needs since 1979. High Country Hearing Centers will always provide superior hearing instrument technology and standard of care practices to help you stay connected with family and help you maintain a more active and healthier Wyoming lifestyle. Make an appointment today in Lander at 1460 West Main or in Rock Springs at 514 Broadway.
Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care support Fremont County athletics. We are a locally owned, multi-specialty healthcare group that is proud to serve the Lander and Riverton communities. Our goal is to provide convenient quality care for all ages. We offer a wide array of services including family and internal medicine, pediatrics, women's care, and urgent care. Additionally, we have on-site labs, echocardiograms, stress tests, x-ray, and ultrasound in both communities. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care are here for you in Fremont County. Let's stay healthy together.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoors.
Your home for the Riverton Wolverines is 105.1 Jack FM and County 10's YouTube channel. Go Big Red.
Back on the Porters pregame, talking with our head coach, Troy Anderson. And Troy, let's go back to last week. And, we're at 7-7. We're in a dogfight at halftime. And then I don't know if it was...
We even get through three, and it's a one-score game. All things, if that holds, I think from an internal inside the organization, you could see things got away, and so that wasn't a very representation, the scoreboard to us, and the people that are looking from outside in, it was just a really beat down. But when you look at it from that representation and know that things just kind of mentally got away from us a little bit, we did some analysis, talk specific to my side of the ball. We tackled at a first initial tackle rate of 74% first tackle in the first half, and that dropped to 40%. And we're re-emphasizing the fundamentals, the physical components of that, but we have to take a look at maybe is there's a fatigue component of that, and there's not a lot we can do about that, but is there anything we can do in the rest of the structure? We had been feeding them at halftime. I don't think we got that done last week, so maybe that's an aspect. We're just trying to look for anything that's going to give us an advantage, and that kind of lends us into what we're talking about this week. As somebody that played at a small school, never under lights, a day game's not very unfamiliar to me, but it's very unfamiliar here, and I didn't really realize that night games were such a big deal, but they are to people. But we've kind of verbiaged that to our guys as this is a crack that the Star Valley coming in, they have to change their pattern, right? They
have to get up early.
They have to get up early. They're going to have to come and stay over. I don't know what their plan is. I know they probably have a plan because they've been down to Laramie a million times, right? But they're going to break their pattern, and maybe that's a crack enough, and that we can. And my talk is that something that we can maybe pry open, and if we can get enough advantages on that, then But that's something that we don't control, but maybe gives us a slight advantage.
You get a couple kids back. I know, obviously, the kid that lives in my basement is out. I see Ryan Cox with a splint on his finger. I know he warriored that last game and played 3 quarters with it broken, but looks like he's in street clothes. Do we get a couple back but lose a couple too?
We're -2 for sure. We're +1. And I'm not sure, I would love to say we're full scale with him. Me and him are going to have a conversation here and just see where he's at. And then we're getting another one +1 clear back from fall camp. So we're -2 +1.5. So, I guess it's been a lot worse.
X's and O's then, and I know that it's a very solid football team you're playing, and to say what are their weaknesses, okay, what are some things they maybe don't do as strong as their other things, but hopefully on film maybe you've gotten some tendencies or something that possibly you can take advantage of on one side of the football or the other.
Yeah, I think, offensively, because that's what I'm spending the most time looking at, they're a very balanced team. They're traditional. They want to out-bully you in some ways. They have athletes across the board. Their quarterback is a very patient quarterback in the pocket. He's got a couple guys that he prefers that catch the ball very well and stem routes very well. And they've got some compact runners that will punish you. So I think that's pretty traditional Star Valley. Defensively, they're really good at running to the ball. They're very confident in what they do, and they're confident that they fit the box and tackle with their best 7. And so, if you can fit the box and tackle with 7, you feel pretty confident that you could be almost in any coverage for that. So, I think those are Star Valley things. I would equate them to being very similar to a PAL, which is kind of I think traditionally most people would look at them as that as very similar teams. A little more dynamic maybe in different ways on offense, but so PAL, they're a physical run team. That's what they're going to do, and that's what 3A football's about.
All right, stay healthy. We'll talk to you when it's over.
Awesome, thank you.
You bet. It's head coach Troy Anderson on the Porters pregame show. Stay with us. We will get you some starters and tell you who's getting the ball first. This is Wolverine football from 105.1 Jack FM on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Porter's Supply Company in Riverton is proud to sponsor sports and student athletes here in Fremont County. Start your game day off right with the Porter's pregame show and get ready for action. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home this winter with the best selection of wood, gas, or pellet stoves. Good luck to all Fremont County teams from Porter's Supply Company. See Porter's Supply on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
Wolverine football, all season long, streaming on County 10's YouTube channel.
Well, we come back just in time that we're going to hit the national anthem, so the choir is going to come on hand. I guess a couple of cheerleaders are going to bring us the national anthem, so we are going to step aside one more time, and we'll come back and we'll take a look at the football game between the Braves and the Wolverines. Again, a break on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel. We'll return after this.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
I hold out wide left. They don't have any.
Ensuring you never forget your best memories, but also protecting your future adventures. Tyler Watson and State Farm is a proud supporter of the current and future Riverton Wolverine.
Wide right, McGuffey back to pass, shows the ball, throws again, looking in the end zone is DeVries. Touchdown, baby!
Find us on our website at ensuringriverton.com or stop by our office at 618 East Washington Avenue to discuss protecting your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today or check it out.
Catch Wolverine football all season long, streaming on County 10's YouTube channel.
Big thanks to Andrew Sossaman and Christian Corona. They are our camera operators for today's game. A little bit drier conditions than what we saw last Friday at home. And Thomas Dent III, our technical director. Bo Sheets, I'm John Gabrielson, as the Wolverines get ready to take the field to take on the second-ranked team in the state, the Star Valley Braves. And it's the elephant in the room. Riverton's a big underdog today. A lot of things have to go right. Coach Troy talked about it in the pregame. Didn't use any names, but Draven Monroe back on the floor after being out from training camp. Jackson Hill, 50-50. But then out is Cade Gabrielson, leading tackler defensively, points-wise on the team, ties the leading point guy on the team. Cade's the leading tackler. And then was one more that I was missing. Ryan Cox with a broken hand that, as I called it, the Warrior. You know, he played 3 quarters with a broken hand last week. So you come in as a heavy underdog. You've talked about making goals, and I think that's resonated with some people that have listened and talked with kids. But how do you approach this game today from the coaching aspect, being a big underdog like this?
Well, and I think you're right. You got to be realistic, too. I mean, the boys know it, who's kind of picked to win, and it is an uphill battle, but that's the beauty of sports. You know, you don't always play it on paper. That's kind of the fun part about showing up and having underdogs and heavy favorites. There's pressure in both of them. And so, like you're saying, it would be fun to see our team be completely healthy, but that just hasn't happened. And so it's kind of that next man up mentality. And for us, though, the bad part is when you lose Cade and you lose Ryan, you don't just lose one position. You lose about 8 positions because they're on special teams, they're on offense, they're on defense, they're captains. So they're big holes to fill for our boys.
Yeah, definitely. And even if we were healthy, we're going to be somewhat undersized and undermanned somewhat. I mean, even if we were 100% healthy, that is going to be one of the situations that's going to happen for our team as well. It looks like Star Valley is going to get the football to begin this game. And interesting development that we saw yesterday. You have a freshman kicker out there in Hunter Saltzgaver, number 20, and because you only get 6 quarters a day, he plays 4 quarters of varsity football. Then he only gets two quarters of playing the Froshmore game. So in order to alleviate that, they're looking for a new kicker. And stranger things have happened, but Savannah Morton steps up, a 2-time All-State soccer player, a junior. She's been a manager for the team, but she is trying to get her 10 practices to be a kicker for the Wolverine football team. I think that's a pretty good story.
Well, and if you've watched her play soccer, she can definitely compete with the boys. She is an absolute beast on the soccer field in so many ways, so we would be fortunate to have her.
Kick will be a bouncing kick that is going to be fielded by the Braves at the 12-yard line. Breaking tackles up the far sideline is Wyatt Krog, and he's off to the races. 88-yard kick return on the opening kick of the game, and the Star Valley Braves are on the board first. There is a flag sailing in late at the end of the play.
Yeah, taunting on 80, it's a great return, but, he starts showboating at the end, and so he got a penalty for that.
Wyatt Krog transferring to Star Valley from Racine, Wisconsin, gets the taunting penalty as he takes it into the house from 88 yards out. And they've returned the opening kickoff and lead 6-0.
Again, for Star Valley, that's just what you wanted to start off with for the Wolverines. You need to do a better job on the coverage. Kind of a bouncing kick. Sometimes that sets up things a little bit differently when it's not just in the air. So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's a Tyreek Hill piece symbol that we got there at the 10 got the penalty.
Yeah, unfortunately, some of these guys get bad role models watching guys on TV.
So does the touchdown count then? Because it looks like they're marking it from the 10 back to the 25.
That's a huge penalty. Huge.
So it takes off the touchdown. It is apparently not a PAT situation.
Well, and obviously since it happened in the field of play, again, a huge penalty. The coaches are going to talk to him. That's not your typical Star Valley there.
No. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Star Valley at the 25. Still very, very good field position to start here in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. So here comes Taft McClure, 6'6", 170-pound senior, threw for a school record 375 yards passing in his opening game against Preston, Idaho, as their starting quarterback last year. Going to step up to throw. Going to go down the outside, and that's going to be incomplete as they intended that one for Hodges in the end zone. And that is Ty Sheets defensively. He's going to go incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, again, they start off going 4 verts on that. They're definitely going to come out throwing the ball. Like you talked about, in the pregame, is typically Star Valley's going to run it at you, but just from the very get-go, they're going to test our DBs, and hopefully we can get some pressure on them and have some good coverage.
Well, and there were situations last week against Sugar Salem where they would go wildcat formation, and Dimitri Douglarakis would be the one back there, and Dimitri wearing a lineman number essentially was the wildcat formation. So and that was just running it straight at him. So now McClure is going to send him in motion. That is going to be the transfer Krog, and he's going to take that pitch, which is essentially a pass, and he's going to go for 6.
Yeah, like we were chatting, they run that jet motion. It's a little different, that forward pitch, kind of like we talked about. That if it is fumbled, it's just incomplete. for the quarterbacks have to love it because they're getting passing yards anytime they're just pitching it behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4. They're going to put Caleb Spalding behind McClure. Going to play action to both, throwing it over the middle and wide open, but he underthrew him. Boy, the Wolverines dodged a bullet there as they had a player wide open, Chase Stewart, in the goal line or in the end zone, and they just one-hopped it to him. It's incomplete.
And it's going to be interesting to watch. We got Braden Vincent back there at free safety this week, and he's an absolute tank back there. And so sometimes that play action, we might see him coming up like a true linebacker more than a typical free safety.
Well, I was going to mention that as well, as they're going to give it to Krog again. Krog trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle at the 10, and he'll take it to the house and score. 18-yard run for Wyatt Krog. No Tyreek Hill peace symbol to bring this one back this time for Wyatt. And that is an 18-yard run on 4th down, and the Braves are on the board first.
Yeah, good individual effort there by Krog. Our guys disappointing there because we were in a good position to make a tackle right here, and then, just aren't able to make it.
Swinging gate coming up. 4 plays and a touchdown after they ran the opening kickoff back. There's the swinging gate. Now throw it to Hodges for the 2-point conversion. And it is all of a sudden 8-0, 10:40 left to play first quarter here on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Wolverines will get their first crack at it when we come back after this timeout. This is Wolverine football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Wind River Internet is proud to deliver quality, high-speed internet to businesses and residents across Fremont County. Wind River Internet is the sponsor for the County 10 live stream and sports in our community. Enjoy high-definition broadcasts. Brought to you by Wind River Internet. They also provide reliable phone services that can help you stay in touch with the important people in your life. Experience greater connection today. To get a quote and start enjoying fast, reliable services, call 307-857-2004. That's 857-2004. Or
your scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Fremont Therapy in Riverton and Lander. For more than 25 years, Fremont Therapy has been Fremont County's leader in physical and occupational therapy. They're proud to provide experienced clinicians to support our athletes and their families. They wish all of Fremont County teams the best of luck this season. Fremont Therapy and the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Ty Sheets, Dominic Payne back at their own 5-yard line to receive this kick from Kason Hatterley. We had a Riley Hatterley from Star Valley play at CWC volleyball a number of years ago. I'm sure some relation in there, but I won't speculate as to what. But Wolverines need an answer here.
Yeah, again, kind of some fortunate plays on that, on the kickoff and a couple short passes. We were, the Wolverines were in a good position to flip the field and get the ball back and just didn't take advantage.
And a couple of, I guess, a miscue on their behalf on the one hop into the end zone as well. Hatterley, short kick. Sheets will filter back to the 4 to pick this one up, and he'll be hit at the 15. First one to get him, Cooper Kabonik. Kabonik, a basketball name at Star Valley, a coaching staff there as well. Ty takes it out to the 18, 19-yard line, and that is where the Wolverines will start. 1st and 10, going to try to move the football on the Star Valley Braves.
Again, we talked about just kind of responses and just getting better at individual things. So last week we saw a great initial drive. Kind of some players moved around in positions here. See what the Wolverines can do to start.
So Payne in the backfield with DeVries. Sheets and McIntosh bottom of the screen, and they'll run the first play they ran last time as well, as DeVries going to run right into the teeth of the defense. McNeil Merritt, 5'10 senior, getting the tackle. A 2-yard gain by Derek DeVries.
Yeah, it's good to see Derek. He had some, kind of an ankle injury last week. It was good to see him be healthy by the time kickoff started this week.
Definitely, as he was walking around it gingerly at the end of the ball game last night, as you see the team picture of Star Valley that he ran into on first down. 2nd down and 8. Spread formation. DeVries steps up to throw. That'll be a dive and a miss as he throws it out for Draven Monroe. Draven was at the sticks, and it was thrown back to the 26-yard line, falls incomplete. Good to see Draven back on the field for sure.
Yeah, the timing of having Draven back's big this week. Kind of having somebody new from camp, though, it's always kind of a reps thing, making sure you're on the same page with route distances, splits. So, again, it's good to see Draven back. I just do kind of expect a few of those miscues to start.
9:56 left in the first quarter. Man in motion. Looked like there's somebody got a quick start, perhaps on the Braves side of the equation. And it is going to be against Star Valley, so that 3rd and 8 becomes 3rd and 3 now on the first penalty of the game by the Braves. McKay Young, by the way, in his 7th year, he's got 3 state titles under his belt, 18 and 19. He went 43-4 in his first 4 years at Star Valley, then 4-6 and 6-5 in the last 2 years. If you add in a 10-1 season with Chris Howell, there were 5 years where the Braves went 53-5, winning 4 titles and a semifinal appearance in that. McKay Young teaches U.S. history. He played at Montana Western up in Dillon as a linebacker, but now calls the offense for this team. As DeVries steps up, he's going to be hit. He'll get out of the hands of one man, and then Ty Sheets is brought down almost on a horse collar tackle by Bridger Brogg, but Sheets will be past the line to gain, and he'll get it out to the 34, and that will be a first down for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Derek did a great job there, kind of avoiding the pressure. Ty comes off his route, just finds an opening. I thought he got face masked. There's either horse collar or face mask, something. Again, Derek, you see there shedding the tackle. Great job getting the first down.
Well, and actually watching the replay, it looked like he had his hand over the top of the shoulder pad there, so to avoid that. Payne's first carry. Dominic back to the line of scrimmage, and he will be hit and dropped there by Caleb Spalding. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, well, like we talked about, getting some positive yards, first down is crucial for the Wolverines. Every time we're kind of losing yards, first and second down, it puts us in a bad spot. So you got to keep chinking away a little bit at that armor with those early runs.
2nd and 8, yeah, and same for that clock as well, as Sheets will go in motion. DeVries will carry it himself. He'll get near the 40 as he's brought down by Brandon Beck of the Star Valley Braves. Another 3-yard carry. 3rd and 5. Manageable,
yeah. And today we're going to see more of our double tights. Saltzgaber's going to get more time. Bryce Mason will also get more time. This double tight formation is something out of necessity with obviously losing Cade and a couple of the other skill guys not being healthy. I look for us to see a lot more double tight today.
Nathan Mills, Xavier Garcia on that front line out there. Also, Ryan Watson, Jaden Buckholtz, Bryce Mason just came out. Monroe by himself at the bottom of the formation. DeVries going to step up, throws. It's going to be tipped and incomplete, intended for Saltzgaber at the sticks. Good job defensively by Mikkel Merritt.
Yeah, the flag on this, we didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Like I talked about with Draven up there, he just needed to scoot up beyond the line because we didn't have enough guys on the line. I assume they'll probably decline it.
Right. You had mentioned, a reps thing, too, of getting those reps, and Wolverines they're going to wave it off. So pretty much the end result, what we have thought anyway, where it was going to be 4th down and 5 now.
Yep.
4th down and 5.
DeVries has punts of 64 and 61 yards on the season.
And all of those have been, bouncing. He's done a great job keeping it away from the returners. Kind of that intermediate kick, letting it roll, and having a good job with our cover guys.
And it helps when you got Vincent running down there.
They better get over there.
That ball's going to roll out of bounds at the 30-yard line. They mark it at the 29. Goes as a 32-yard punt. They did get a first down out of it. But the Braves take over 7:34 on the first quarter Fremont Therapy scoreboard.
Yeah, and the key for us, like we've talked about kind of all season, is going to be a recurring theme is having those sustained drives, keeping our defense, off the field, even though most of the guys are the same guys. keeping it in your hands for some reason, you get a little bit more rest out of that.
So McClure steps up. Going to be chased out of the pocket, and down he goes. Wolverines get the sack. Xavier Garcia, the first Wolverine to get cloth and bring him to the turf.
Pretty good coverage there by Vincent and Sheets down the field. They only had a 2 or 3 man route. Full max protect, and it's a good job for our D-line to get home on that.
Loss of 10, second down and 20.
Again, very surprised. I don't think we've seen a true run yet. You know, the runs that they've had are more passes because they're flicking it forward.
They'll send a man in motion, and
wheel route on the outside to 80 here.
Yeah, that's going to be Krog. He will step inside of McIntosh, and he's going to outrun the Wolverines. Draven Monroe giving chase in the middle of the field, not going to get him. And Wyatt Krog from 82 yards out is in the end zone. Touchdown Braves. So, wow, big play for the Braves after the Wolverines got a big sack. Krog with his second touchdown of the day.
Well, and as a quarterback, it's fun to be able to run double moves. You watch out and up on this when you have time, when you have protection. You can run, just about anything you want.
Second touchdown of the day for Krog. They went for 2 on the swinging gate of the last one. This time they're going to see Mikkel Merritt put it on the tee, perhaps. Took 1 minute off the clock. And the PAT is good. 6:34 remains first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Star Valley 15, Riverton 0. 2 plays, 1 minute off the clock. 82-yard touchdown pass, and it's 15-0 Star Valley. We'll return after this. This is Wolverine Football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Hauling ass, heading south, down the road in a cool Cadillac, coupe to fill.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Porter Supply Company in Riverton is a proud sponsor of Riverton Athletics this season. Wanting to remind you that the beautiful weather we've had isn't going to last forever. Porter's has everything you need to heat your home with wood, gas, or pellet stoves this winter. That's Porter's on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com. Proud pregame sponsor here on Jack FM. Dominic Payne will field it at the 10, trying to get to the outside and can't. Good pursuit from the backside by Kenyon Hurd, a 5'11 junior. But Payne will be brought down at the 28-yard line, and that is where the Wolverines will start. 6:34 turns into 6:18 when they start here, their second drive of the day. Drove the ball a bit on their first drive, had to punt it away. Here they are facing their second one at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and their 6 plays, Star Valley's 6 plays look vastly different than Riverton's 6 plays to start the game here.
13 total yards for the Wolverines. The Braves already with 78 as they went on a short field.
Again, waving the flag there. It looked like I think Pat was calling, you had 12 in the huddle, and for some reason they didn't call the flag on that.
Handoff, second man through the pack. Is that Dominic or was that Braden getting the carry? Braden Vincent getting a yard. Tim Bell coming to ask us who blocked the punt, and I didn't think that it was blocked, to be honest. I thought it was just kind of an errant strike on it. Tyree Harris-Aragon going to come out of the game holding his back. Connor Shootman, a sophomore, is going to check in. Gain of 1
I think
for
it's
Vincent.
Parker. I think it's DeVries. He's wore a different jersey every week.
And we just saw him changing jerseys as Tyree comes and steps behind the Wolverine bench. Hand the ball to Vincent up the left side, makes a stiff arm, cuts it back inside, and still can't bring him down, but they'll throw him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Gain of 6 there. Braden's also the leading receiver on this team. A lot of that thanks in part to that screen pass on that play last week on that opening drive. 3rd down and 4, so credit Stewart with the tackle for the Braves.
And it looks like we're getting Bryce. Bryce Mason has 31. Looks like he spent 31 jersey on, so look for him to
changing it out of his.
I think that's Bryce, I believe.
55, and we're going to get a timeout with 4:37 left to play in the first quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Wolverines will take a timeout. We'll step aside for a 30-second timeout with them. This is Wolverine football down 15-0 first quarter on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally. Instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop, take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
DeVries will roll out to pass. He'll throw one. Dangerous. It'll be tipped twice and incomplete at the 50. Ty Sheets hit it first. That was a dangerous pass. Ty did a good job just to get a piece of it. Then Bryce Mason just inserted into the lineup. Almost gets the tap after that as we watch the replay here on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Yeah, again, play action, and Star Valley's linebackers do a good job kind of putting a hit on Derek as he's throwing, so it just kind of floated up there and is anybody's ball.
Yeah, well, and it was lucky it went as far as it did given the pursuit and throwing against his body out towards the left hand that way as well. So 4th and 4 for the Wolverines. DeVries will line it up to punt from the 36-yard line. And that ball shanks out of bounds. And they're going to mark it at the first down marker at the 39-yard line. So, unfortunately, a 3-yard punt. And the Braves will take over.
Yeah, I think that one, like you said, just went off the side of his foot. He's done a phenomenal job getting extremely effective punts off, and that wasn't one of them.
I could hear the reaction from the crowd as, ooh, and we are obviously marked off the trajectory from the tent here, unfortunately. So McClure going to drop back to pass, has lots of time, guns one, it'll be caught, and a trio of Wolverines will bring down, I believe, is that Hodges? No, it is not Hodges. It was Luke Linford, the backup quarterback, runs out there at wide receiver and makes the catch. Gain of 6. McClure 3 of 5. 94 yards and a touchdown, sorry.
Yeah, other than just the sack, they've had a lot of time back there, and you can tell they're very polished. They can get into their, kind of those zones, hook up, or just push it deep. So if we don't get pressure on them, it's going to be a long day.
Quick out to Linford. Larson can't glove him there, and then finally brought down by Nick McIntosh at the 25-yard line. That will be an 8-yard completion and a first down.
Yeah, again, that time out there, right now they've kind of had their choice of any of the routes, short, deep, kind of the jet motion or over the top. So we got to get something where we can get pressure on them, get some better coverage in the secondary, and start to put the pressure back on Star Valley.
Krog and Linford at the top of the screen. Wilkes in the backfield, but McClure's going to gun another one. That'll be caught by Linford. He'll be tackled by Vincent at the 15-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard completion. 3 straight passes to Linford as Braden Vincent makes the tackle for the Wolverines.
Yeah, with having that zone coverage, like I said, they're doing a good job kind of finding the soft spots and just pitch and catch.
3:17 remaining first quarter, already 15-0 Braves. Motion man, Krog, play action twice. Lots of time, McClure. Here comes Mason giving chase. He'll throw. It'll all be caught right over the hands of Saltzgaver, and Stewart makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown. 15-yard completion and a third touchdown pass by Taft McClure.
That time we got a little pressure, but he bought time, and it's tough for, kind of Vincent to stay with, the receiver that long in coverage, and so they just kind of find that opening there.
Yeah, right over the hands of Branson Saltzgaver, a couple of yards deep in the end zone. 21-0 with 2:58 left. PAT on the way is good from Merritt. 2:58 left, first quarter. Star Valley 22. It's Riverton 0. We'll be back in 30. This is RHS Football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
2:58 remaining first quarter. Star Valley 22, Riverton 0 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. That is the 10th touchdown pass of the Braves this year, to just 3 interceptions between Linford and McClure.
They're fun to watch. It looks more like a 7-on-7 out there. They have time. They can find holes in the zone. They can throw it deep. Pretty good offense to be watching here.
Short kick fielded by Dominic Payne across the 30, maybe the 32 is where the Wolverines will start.
Yeah, they've only run 10 plays, and to run 10 plays and get 22 points and have one of those called back because of the penalty on the kickoff return. Again, Star Valley executing at a very high level here.
What'd you say? How many plays?
I have them at 10.
Wow,
6, and then the last was just 4 plays on that drive.
10 plays, 117 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. They'll put it at the 32. Wolverines' best field position thus far, with 2:50 left to play in quarter number 1. 22-0 already, Star Valley. Nathan Mills, the center. Good snap to DeVries. Pump fakes. He'll got a man down the sidelines. McIntosh has it at the 40. McIntosh down the sidelines is going to be pushed out of bounds at the 7.
Hey, great completion there. Nick runs the hitch and go. It's kind of the 2-twist play that they run, and so he sets it up. Great job to the line giving him time on that.
61-yard touchdown. Not a touchdown, but a 61-yard pass as Nick McIntosh catches it, and he outrun Bridger Brogg inside the 20. Then Brogg, instead of pushing him out, pushes him forward. It almost was not a great decision, but it was enough to get Nick out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered on that to get a big play, kind of answer the call here.
Well, the good pump fake by DeVries kind of froze that up man as well, as they'll give the ball to Payne. Payne, a lot of room up the middle, spins off the right side, and Dominic Payne from 7 yards out is in the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Great spin move by Dominic. The first defender comes up, he just absolutely makes him whiff and then gets in the end zone. What a great run.
Instant replay coming your way on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, as there's a nice spin move right there, and then takes it down the right side and into the end zone. And the Wolverines are on the board. 2 plays, and they go 68 yards and a touchdown. Saltzgaver out of the hold of McIntosh to attempt the PAT, the freshman. We might see a little history in a couple of weeks in this position right here, as Saltzgaver puts it between the uprights, and he does not put it between the uprights. It goes off wide right.
The announcer jinx, huh?
Yeah, apparently PAT no good, but a 61-yard pass to McIntosh sets up a 7-yard run by Dominic Payne, and the Wolverines are on the board. 2:35 left. It took 23 seconds off of the Fremont Therapy first quarter scoreboard. We're going to stay here in fact, as we come out of this late. But 2 plays, a 61-yard touchdown pass. I keep saying that. 61-yard pass followed up by a 7-yard touchdown run.
Well, usually when you run 61 yards, it's usually a touchdown, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But, it was good to see because that's one of the areas that I've seen that we have not been able to do in the first few games is challenge teams deep. And so when they can sit in their coverage and you have to throw underneath time after time, it definitely is an advantage to the defense. So good job to the Wolverines kind of taking the top off, getting a double move on and making them respect our deep play there. That was really good.
Well, and a lot of times we don't have a lot of time to hit that deep route,
Exactly.
so give some kudos to the big guys
big
up
time.
front on that play to get him the double hitch to get the second move. So onside kick it here?
Hey, well, it definitely wouldn't get returned for a touchdown. Well, I shouldn't say that, but again, I like our chance of the onside better than kicking to 80.
Yeah, Krog is back deep to receive alongside Hunsaker. That's going to be a
Great
short
placement.
one. It's going to be picked up by one of the Braves, and a great job by Jordan May coming down. Weeblehouse is the one that makes the recovery for the Braves, and then Jordan May, the sophomore on special teams, comes down and lays a lick on him. Nice job by the sophomore. The Braves' worst field position, well, I shouldn't say that. They got sacked down there a few minutes ago, but they'll start at their own, what are we at, 27, 28-yard line.
Yeah, and great placement there by Salt Scaver, kind of putting it right in the gap and making them have to go get it and basically get no return on it.
2:31 left to play, first quarter. Down the seam, wide open, and coming up from behind to make the tackle was Dominic Payne, but Stewart making a great catch out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, again, holes everywhere. Again, it feels like they've got 7 receivers and we've got 3 defenders because again, feels more like a 7-on-7 kind of scrimmage out here, and so we've got to get pressure or actually put more guys in coverage here.
24-yard completion, and he was wide open. As like you said, there are more receivers out there than we got defenders in the pattern out there. As McClure pump fake, they're going to run their own double move as he's going to take it down the sidelines. Krog is there, Sheets on his back at the 10. It's incomplete. Good defense by Ty. And that one falls incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, again, like you said, very similar to what we ran, kind of not a true wheel route, but kind of an out and up, and good coverage on that.
Yeah, watching the replay, there's that pump fake, and he lets it fly, standing on the 48, just out in front of his hands at the 10-yard line. Pretty good ball by McClure. You see this shot by Herbert last night after he had taken pummeled to the ribs. He still throws that one on a dime at the end of the game. And
couldn't hardly walk, but he can throw it on a rope for 50 yards.
Craziness. Yeah. 2nd down and 10. McClure's going to roll it out to the right side, his throwing hand, and it's going to be caught, but a flag flies in. Gain of a couple as Spalding makes the catch, but we're going to see what the penalty is. I think it's against the Braves.
Yep, they had their flood concept on there with the rollout. Again, good job getting the penalty on that. That's probably about the only way we're going to stop them unless we start having a lot better, force on the quarterback or better coverage. So good job these first 2 after they get the first down. Good couple plays for us.
Block in the back against the Braves, and they will take them back after a couple of yards completion, so they will take them back. Penalty marker, there's 2 of them out there, one at the 49, one at the 47. And it will remain 2nd down, and they'll mark it.
2nd and long, you think they might throw it here?
I would put.
They haven't had a run yet.
We don't bet. You can bet on anything anymore, but
sure,
not high school football, I don't believe. So
actually, this might be some place where they run the draw just because they are, 2nd and long.
A little shovel pass to Stewart, almost a draw. Stewart's going to carry it across the 35 to the 32. Bryce Mason and Tyree Harris-Aragon, who is back in the game after being injured. Nice play. They'll take it down to the 32.
Yeah, again, our guys are close on that, but again, they get it off, a little dump pass, and then run for the first down.
McClure already has thrown for 176 yards here in the first quarter of football, with still 94 seconds left, and we'll get the stop in play here. And again, They had 4 receivers past the 20. We had 3 defenders as Stewart was wide open in the seam once again. And we're going to have to get that figured out defensively, I think, is Coach Troy from the top, as there's another penalty against the Braves, their 3rd of the game.
Well, and this is where being thin doesn't really help things because, you know, Braden's kind of your true middle or outside backer. I mean, one of the bigger guys on our team, and we got him playing free safety against 4 verts. That's going to be a tough task.
That 3-5 that they play. McClure steps up. He's going to throw another one down that outside, fighting for it. It's going to be caught by Linford at the 10. He and Ty Sheets getting in a little hand fight battle at the 10-yard line, but he'll make the catch.
Yeah, good job with the receiver coming back to the ball. A lot of times the receiver, you know, they see the pass sooner so they can make an adjustment on it. Close there, but again, good catch by the wideout.
4 catches for 51 yards by Linford. Taft McClure, with 60 seconds left in the quarter, has thrown for 203 yards already.
Yeah, he's been putting the ball right where he needs to on almost every one of these.
Steps up to throw. There's going to be picked off by Nick McIntosh in the end zone. He was looking for Hodges, and Nick McIntosh will pick it off. 4th interception of the year for the Braves. And that will be a turnover, the first of the game, and the Wolverines will get it back down 22-8.
Well, in that time, you know, we were forced to go man there because they're inside the red zone, and Nick's just on the inside of the receiver. The ball was underthrown. That's one of the few times that, you know, the quarterback hasn't put it right on the money, and Nick does a great job staying on the inside hip, picks it off, and again, 2-score game here. That's big for us to stay in striking distance.
Yeah,
here.
they get the stop, albeit with their backs pressed up against their own goal line, but they do get the stop, and they've got the ball at their own 20-yard line. See if they can do something with it now. Give the ball to Payne, left tackle. That hole closes up quickly. Face mask, I think, is going to come in as they grabbed his helmet. Brandon Beck was leading the charge for the Braves defensively, but they grabbed the back of the Payne's helmet and looked like they were trying to pull it off, and so it'd be a face mask and a 15-yard variety against the Braves on that.
Again, Dominic did a good job kind of, you know, making that zone cut there. The first 2 guys came in and had pressure. He does a good job cutting against the grain with our zone blocking and picks up 4 yards, and then we get the penalty.
Well, and the thing I don't understand is the kid was pulling him forward yardage-wise, which I didn't quite get. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 22-8 Star Valley, as they have got another penalty racked up now. That is their 4th penalty for 35 yards. DeVries pressured out of there. He's going to get hit. He's going to lose the football. That is going to be almost scooped up. Finally covered up by the Braves. Brandon Cook falls on it at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, blindside pressure there. You know, they bring their outside backer off the edge. Pretty good strip sack and then recovery. So, again, you know, Star Valley takes advantage of the turnover there. We needed to kind of make a drive out of it.
Right, and it unfortunately goes quite the other way.
Yeah, and you hate to say these are must-have drives, but with the way Star Valley's moving the ball, anytime you have a turnover, we got to be able to take advantage of it and not give it back to them.
So right back almost where they were. McClure going to roll out. It's going to throw it back behind him, and it's going to be dropped, intended for Dimitri Douglarakis, a 6'3" tight end, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, play action on that. They kind of had, the zone open. Our guys did a good job covering the deep ball because they're looking to go play action, throw it deep. Good ball on that. He just dropped it.
Yeah, thrown right to his hands. And it was kind of a nice ball by McClure to stop and kind of cut back against the grain with it. With 16 seconds left, Braves with 193 yards of offense, although you did hear me say McClure has 203 yards passing already.
Yeah, their only actual run was a sack, huh?
Toss it to Cash Lancaster. He'll get the corner and be dropped at the 12, a 9-yard gain by Lancaster. And that's going to end the first quarter. Bryce Mason credited for the stop, and we have played 1 quarter of football. At the end of one, it is Star Valley 22. It is Riverton 6. We'll come back in a minute. Braves knocking on the door, 3rd and 2 at the 12-13-yard line. When we come back, this is Wolverine football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
3rd down and a couple for the Braves at the Wolverine 13-yard line, and McClure's going to step in under center this time, as he'll step in under 5'11", 210-pound Cunningham. Play action, McClure diving, a Wolverine dove past him, can't get him. A lot of people in the back of the end zone, caught by Hodges over the top of McIntosh and Sheets. Jacob Hodges at 6'5", standing back there, just snares the high pass and pulls it in from the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and again, when you're allowed to scramble around, throw it, Hodges gets away with a little shove there, but he's also significantly taller than our DBs.
Nathan Mills diving almost got him, but then our DBs can't hang with Hodges, and he will make the catch. That is his first catch of the day, and it is a touchdown. PAT is on the way and good. 11:37 left to play in the first half now on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. We're going to stay here, Thomas, since we just hit the break, but we'll get a live read in here real quick. Tires. Thanks to Bailey Tire and Auto for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Bailey Tire and Auto in Riverton and Lander have a huge selection of every kind of tire you can think of. Check them out. Stick around for the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show at the conclusion of tonight's game. 11:37 left to play in the first half, 29-6 now, and that was a, 3-play drive that didn't have to span very much of the field after the turnover as they had sacked DeVries in the backfield.
Yeah, and those are understandable. When you have a turnover deep in their territory, it's tough to stop them. The numbers are against you as a defense. Again, concerning part with the team that throws the ball extremely well is when you have time, and a decimated secondary is not a good combination there. One thing with our guys, we've got a lot of helmets that don't match our jerseys, which is not always a great thing. It says you're having to switch positions. I don't know how many practices in a row we've actually had the same, starting lineups on offense or defense. So kind of working with some different guys makes it difficult.
Sheets and Payne back deep to receive. Ty at the 6-yard line. Gonna cut it back to the other side. He'll be hit and finally brought down. First one, Bridger Brogue in there for the Braves as Ty takes it out to the 24-yard line where the Wolverines will start their next drive. It was 22-8 and they had gotten the interception, but 2 plays later, or even 1 play later, it was 2 plays later, it was a fumble.
Yeah, again, like we talked about, there's it's an uphill battle for the Wolverines. Star Valley's a really good team, in every facet, so we've got to be crisp. Again, we're going to get a penalty here for having too many guys break the huddle and then run off the field.
I think they let us get away with that even once,
yeah,
perhaps as well. Illegal substitution on the Wolverines, penalty for 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now.
Yeah, again, new guys like we talked about. I don't know how many, obviously no games have we had the same starting lineup.
No.
And even just kind of talking to the coaches, I don't know how many practices they've had in a row where they've had the same guys at practice that are healthy, that are available. So,
perhaps those first 2.
Yes.
2-a-days, perhaps.
Maybe.
The morning and afternoon.
For sure.
Overcast and 63 is DeVries. Hands off, and gain of a couple is all. With Vincent's third carry now, 9 yards. Wolverines 76 yards of offense, and a lot of that came on a 61-yard pass completion to Nick McIntosh.
Yeah, again, it's going to take some big plays, to stay in these games, and it's good to see that early. We just need, again, some more consistency, some more sustained drives, and a whole lot more big plays.
They're going to knock. That is a minus. Well, I guess the penalty. Never mind. I'm losing my mind on the carry. Handoff to the outside. Monroe squirting back to the original line of scrimmage and then crushed by Mikel Merritt and the rest of the crimson-clad Braves. Maybe only a gain of a yard by Draven Monroe.
Yeah, again, they fake the run up the middle and hand it off to Draven there on the jet sweep or fly sweep, whatever you want to call it. And
I like the play call. He's got speed and elusive. And third down and long, though.
Yeah, you'll see the timing get better on that. There's a bit of a delay between the fake and the handoff. That'll get better as he gets more reps in, too. So
DeVries out of the gun now. Vincent and Monroe at the top. DeVries has time to throw. It's going to be picked off. It's going to be picked off by Jaden Crook, and he stays on his feet. He's got a convoy in front of him. If he'll take the sideline, he will, and he'll get to the 1. DeVries picked off on that one. Kind of turned his receiver around, and Ty looked like he had him corralled and maybe stopped forward progress, but he continues to play, and now we've got a hurt Wolverine as Crook takes it all the way back to the 2-yard line for the Wolverines, for the Braves, excuse me.
Yeah, Nathan Mills down on that. I think Derek just hung it up a little bit, maybe to the inside there. It'd be good to see on the replay, but it looked like it just stayed a little bit on the inside instead of pushing it more to the sideline.
Ask and ye shall receive, and looked like he had fairly good time, and then let it fly there, and you could kind of see. Whoops, our camera got turned around, and maybe zoom out on those type of things perhaps a little bit and catch more of the action. Or that was this replay camera, wasn't it? Okay. So 1st and goal, Braves now after the interception, and they've been making enough of their own hay without having to give this up. They've got a new quarterback in there. It's Hilton, and he'll be hit by Bryce Mason and dropped at the 12-yard line. Hilton, a junior, gets tackled by Bryce Mason at the 12. He'll lose 10.
Yeah, I think maybe Star Valley did that on purpose just so that way they could get a few more yards out of it, passing with with their starting quarterback. They're like, hey, go ahead and take a sack. We need some more yards for number 5 here.
Tristan Hilton at 6'1" is the shorter of the trio of quarterbacks. But now the tall one's back in there, and Taft McClure listed at 6'6".
And all joking aside, Bryce Mason did a good job on that, getting the sack. That's, again, the Wolverines still fighting here, making plays, making it tough on them.
Mikel Merritt, they'll just get the play off. They'll do a nice catch by Hodges, in and out of his hands and then back in his hands at the 8. Sheets was there. Nice catch by Hodges, a gain of about 4.
Yeah, he did a good job staying with it there on the slant. Again, 3rd down from the 7 or 8 here. Obviously, they're going to still look to throw it inside this because that's what they do.
Yep, 3rd and goal. They just beat the play clock on the last one. This one's going to be close as well with shifting personnel late in the play clock. Wilkes next to McClure is going to step up and gun one over the middle, in and out of the hands of McIntosh. He overthrew Linford, and it goes right in and out of the hands of Nick McIntosh in the back of his end zone, as that would have been his 2nd pick of the day. But it does not happen, and it's 4th and goal now for the Braves at the Wolverine 8-yard line, 7-yard line. McIntosh has a pick earlier in the day. He also picked off Luke Talich from Cody. Luke was offered a Division I preferred walk-on at Notre Dame, and Nick McIntosh and Ty Sheets both picked him off a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they're going to be close on the play clock here. You know, coach goes out, joins the huddle, kind of tells them to play. We'll be interested to see that they get off.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time. The ref back judge not even raising his arm yet as McClure. He's going to roll out to the right side, throws end zone, caught by Chase Stewart from 7 yards out.
Chase Stewart. Touchdown, Star Valley.
Very, very similar theme to what we've seen. Again, plenty of time. You know, if you're able to run, clear out your inside receivers, able to run the back of the end zone and then follow the line down. It's pretty tough to cover from our outside backers or safeties there.
I have McClure, 12 of 18, 227 yards, 5 touchdowns, and we've played 16 minutes of the 24 in the first half.
Not a bad start to the game for them.
Some pretty good stats right there as that PAT goes wide. 8:11 left to play in the first half. It's Star Valley 35. It's Riverton 6. The Braves will boot it away when we come back after this. A 30-second timeout. This is Wolverine football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
Wolverine football with John Gabrielson.
8:11 remaining in the first half. It's been all Braves, 35-6 the score right now.
Yeah, and with number 2 team coming in, you kind of want to see how they were going to be compared to some of the other top teams that we've played already, and they're, as advertised, very good.
So I got a stat I'm going to tell you here in a minute that you're going to see the Wolverines field that at the 10 and then tripping over the longer turf at the 23-yard line. Is that Dominic running that one?
That was.
Dominic Payne on the return.
Takes it out to the 24. You have held the Star Valley Braves to minus 11 yards rushing in the first half.
Hey, you like that?
Yeah.
You just don't want to hear the second part of that.
And you're behind 35-8. At any juncture, you play a Star Valley team and hold them to minus 11 yards rushing in a first half. You're like, okay. But on the other side of that, Taft McClure, 12 of 18, 227 yards, and 5 touchdowns already in this ball game.
And they've yet to run the ball. Those two rushes they've had are both sacks.
DeVries keeps it himself. Needs to put that ball in the other hand as he'll finally get it out to about the 36-yard line.
That's a good start to the drive. Quarterback keeper on that.
Crooks, who made the pick, makes the tackle on a 6-yard run by Derek DeVries. Derek, just a junior, thrown into action.
And yeah, we talked about, kind of shifting things. We got new center in there. DeVries gets moved from, fullback to tight end to guard to tackle. Now he's center.
Good block by Ryan Watson. Yeah, he's kind of doing a little bit of everything there. Hand it off straight up the middle. Dominic Payne, first Brave to get him, Dimitri Douglarakis.
Payne with a short gain.
Half a yard, maybe a yard by Dom.
Well, and that's the tough part about a game like this. You get behind so much so early that, even when you're 3rd and 4, you feel like, you've got to make these big plays happen just to kind of stay in the game.
Right.
And, the Wolverines just have to stay patient. They're doing a good job kind of getting positive yards. Notice that Jackson Hill's in the game, too. We'll see kind of how he can hold up here.
Well, and after he broke his hand last year and injured his shoulder this year, I know he's a very good swimmer for the swim team, and DeVries fakes to one man, and he's not going to be close to a first down as he gets tackled by Clay Merritt, listed at 6'2", 240. Merritt just a junior. 4th down for Riverton after the 1-yard run by DeVries. And nice to see Jackson back out there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
My boy, day to day. Hopefully back for the Rollins game next week. I know he really, really, really wants to play that game. He really wanted to play this game.
Exactly, yep.
And DeVries is going to call a timeout with 6:07 left. And it's one of those things as a dad, you're like, your 40-year-old you is going to thank me for keeping you out this week, perhaps. But,
exactly.
you never you want to be out there with your buddies playing the game. And
well, and I've noticed that too with our Wolverine players. They're all very anxious to get back in. They're all fighters. That like with Jackson, he's probably a week away from playing, but he's willing to jump in there and still kind of get everything he's got, even though if he's 70%, I would be shocked actually.
Well, and even the fact that Ryan Cox played that last game with a broken hand, and like if he could club it up, he was going to play. And a la the Wyoming Cowboy kid that's got the club. If you watch the Wyoming Cowboy football games, and
I think it was the type of break they had. With the doctor telling you with a twisted break like that if it gets jarred too much, it can impact you down the road. And so, Ryan was definitely willing to club it up and play, but with the type of break, the doctor said he couldn't, and I know he's pretty upset about that.
Back to punt for the Wolverines.
6:07 left in the second quarter. The punt, little pooch punt, as he kicks it away. That's going to take a great Wolverine bounce, and it'll go all the way inside of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it down at the 6.
62-yard punt by DeVries.
61 I got. 62 says Matt Mason. It's a long punt nonetheless for Derek DeVries. It's his third 60-plus punt of the season.
Again, doing a good job angling it away from the return man, keeping it on the ground, letting it roll. And again, 62 is way better than the 3-yard punt from previous, and we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it looked like they were going to go for it. So and Star Valley really wasn't fooled. They still did have a deep man back there.
Yep.
But so 5:53 remaining in the first half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Taft McClure looking for 300 yards in the first half. Pump fakes.
Another out and up.
And that one's going to be caught by Krog. He'll be hit by Payne at midfield and dropped at the 48-yard line, a 42-yard completion.
Yeah, that wheel route when you got time and they roll out to Krog, we bid a little bit on the out, and then when you throw to a receiver like that open in the flat, it's pretty tough.
Krog had 187 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns against Preston, Idaho, and he is up to 148 yards receiving and a couple of touchdowns in this ball game so far with 5:30 remaining in the first half. 35-8 Star Valley. It's going to be 35-6 Star Valley. Toss ahead to Patterson, and he will get to midfield on a 7-yard carry by Patterson.
It's actually a reception on that.
Yeah, you're right.
It's they're running it like a run play, but even then it's still passing yards for him.
Yeah, 7-yard completion. 276 yards passing for McClure now.
And we hate to keep talking about it, but he's so comfortable back there with a great group of receivers and linemen blocking for him. It's been that pitch and catch all day.
Well, and they've been able to make hay against that 3-5 as they'll toss it forward again to Colgren. Colgren to the 40, spun ahead and down to the 34-yard line.
Colgren on the carry. Brought down by Payne.
They'll mark him at the 34, 17-yard completion.
Yeah, you got to love that as a quarterback. You can literally pitch it ahead 1 foot and get a 17-yard completion.
7 yards away from a 300-yard performance in the first half passing for Taft McClure. Spalding, or is that Spalding? Excuse me, it's Jaden Crook next to McClure. McClure steps up, throws, it's going to be picked off. He threw it right to Braden Vincent at the 28-yard line, so he's been picked twice now as Braden stepped right in front of Hodges. That ball thrown right to Braden, if he didn't see him or not, as we watch the replay coming here. And again, lots of time to throw, steps up and just stepped right in front of that one.
No, Braden did a good job coming up from his safety spot. He looked more like he was kind of back to his natural outside backer in that hook to curl range, and just didn't see him. Good job.
First and 10, Riverton on the second turnover of the game by the Braves, both of the interception variety. 15 of 22, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks now for McClure, 293 yards. DeVries pump fake, rolling out, throws one, and it's going to be a diving attempt by McIntosh at the 49. It's going to be incomplete. Stewart defensively in the area for the Braves.
Pass intended for McIntosh.
Yeah, Derek did a good job kind of making some extra time for himself there, eluding the first tackler, and just didn't put enough air under it because Nick was behind the DB and had some room there.
85 yards of offense and 6 points for the Wolverines. And again, as I mentioned, a big majority of that came on a 61-yard pass to McIntosh. That time, DeVries evading a lot of Star Valley defenders to get a pass away.
Yeah, just the difference you can tell is, I mean, he's rushed on almost every play, whereas McClure can kind of stand back there and stand tall, find his receivers, and again, it's just a little different screen here.
Here comes Dominic Payne as two Braves collide. Youch. Grant Thompson and Clay Merritt smashed each other right behind Dominic Payne on that play. They've both gotten up, but that was a pretty good collision right there.
Yeah, a good little play call there where they're bringing heat, throw a screen. We just got too close to the sideline, and Star Valley did a good job keeping it to 2 yards.
Watching on the replay here as you watch 31 and 57 converge right there behind Dominic Payne. Yowza. Great camera work by Christian Corona on that play. 3rd down and 7. DeVries steps up to throw over the top, intended for Sheets. That's not a bad play. They had a linebacker on him, Brandon Beck, and Ty got a step on him, but to get that ball over, just goes over the top, falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's a long throw. You know, it's hard to hit that over the backer. They did have a step on him. Derek did a good job getting rid of it on time, just a little bit too far.
Krog and Hunsaker back to receive this punt from DeVries, and I think you're going to see them punt this to the near sideline towards Krog, just based on where Braden Vincent is lined up on the near side. It's going to go more towards the middle. Krog's going to catch it. He'll get past him at the 47, and he's dangerous. Nice open field
good tackle by Mason.
Bryce Mason brings him down at the 38-yard line. Krog brought down where he got it. Maybe a 1-yard return. Great job, Bryce Mason.
No, Mason did a great job on that because we've seen what Krog can do with the ball in his hands, and he had some running room if Bryce doesn't make that tackle. Excellent job.
Vincent didn't break down, ran right past him. (35-6) our score. 3:10 remaining in the first half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. I've said 8 a couple of times, but
I like your optimism.
Well, the goalpost is in my way. They'll pitch it ahead.
Good job by Braden.
To Lane Wiebelhaus, and that'll go as a negative completion of a couple yards for McClure.
They have DeVries in there at free safety, so they bring up Vincent on that. He actually tracked him down from the backside. That's a great play that, again, showing his speed for a big guy.
2nd down and 11 or 12. 2:41 remaining. They're going to run a guy on late in Hunsaker. McClure. Time to throw, guns it to the sidelines, in and out of the hands of Hodges at the line to gain. And that'll go incomplete, and we'll face 3rd and 11 or 12.
Looked like pretty good placement on that. It would have been a tough catch, but it was on the money. And again, a good break for our Wolverines here, bringing up 3rd and long for one of the few times today.
I think this is about perfect football weather right here, wouldn't you say?
I would.
63 degrees. It's overcast. It's flags not moving much in the end zone here at Wolverine Field. So McClure gonna little Statue of Liberty play, and that's gonna be short of the first down as Larson and Saltzgaver make the tackle on Wiebelhaus on a little Statue of Liberty play. They'll go for 9, and they're gonna line it up. Actually, it'll be about 11.
QB sneak here. Nope, they actually tossed it.
Wiebelhaus first down and more as they'll get across the 45 to the 43.
Up the middle for a gain of 11. First down.
Yeah, Star Valley's ready for that. They bring in, kind of like you're talking about, their their full house package of their variety, to where they actually toss it 8 yards deep, and he just runs for a good portion of that.
Minute 46 left to play in the first half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. This broadcast also brought to you by Wind River Internet. Send a man in motion in Merritt. He's going to get it. Saltzgaver gets him first. Payne finally cleans it up as he gets across the 30. There is a flag down.
There is a flag on the field.
We'll wait to see where this one goes, as ends up being about a 14-yard run, but a holding penalty on Star Valley is going to make it bigger than a 10-yard penalty than it is, because of where the spot came and how much run there was and everything else.
Yeah, again, it's, when they run that sweep to the outside, just a slow developing play, they get the penalty, but they're still 1st and 12. So, again, it's good to get them in that position and see what we can do here against them.
Saltzgaver had a good angle on him, just couldn't manage to bring him down. So McClure, again, lots of time to throw. He's going to throw one out to Hodges. McIntosh will tip it. Hodges can't glove it at the 20, and it's incomplete. Great defense by Nick McIntosh.
Yeah, he did a good job, again, while the ball's in the air, kind of finding it and just getting his hand in there to poke it away.
Second down, 12-ish. Clock stops, 81 seconds remaining in the first half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Jaden Crook in the backfield with McClure. Near side is Hodges. Screen play coming. Crooks, lots of room. They've set it up well, trying to get him from behind as Larson gets him at the 14-yard line.
Good effort by Jackson on that, because initially, they had their blockers out in front. Jackson got actually knocked to the ground, gets up and tracks him down. That was a good effort play to save the touchdown.
41 yards they go. Actually, we'll call it 39. But adding 330 now for McClure passing. Throwing it. Again, Crooks, he'll get to the 3, where McIntosh will bring him down, and DeVries,
down to the 2-yard line.
As it's Crook will get it down to the 2.
Got the first down, so we got 1st and goal here.
341 yards with 30 seconds left to play in the first half by McClure. Taft, Statue of Liberty again. Crooks in, diving past Saltzgaver. 2-yard rushing touchdown is good.
Jaden Crook with a touchdown.
Yeah, again, they've kind of had their choice of plays on that. They go from throwing it deep to throwing some screens, throwing some quick outs. The little Statue of Liberty draw there is pretty effective when everybody's, backpedaling thinking you're going to throw it.
Well, yeah, when they've picked you apart, passing it, and you are on full alert for that. That's a great play call by McKay Young, who calls the offense. Got a good story about a defensive side of the equation that we'll get to after the PAT that is on the way and is good. 42-6 with 26 seconds left to play here in the first half. Hey, Riverton, thanks for tuning in tonight to support RHS Athletics. Broadcasts are made possible by great sponsors like Gamble's on Main Street in Lander. Shane, the owner of Gamble's, has truckloads of furniture waiting just for you. Delivery is always free within 30 miles of the store, and that includes all of Riverton. A big thanks to Shane at Gamble's on Main Street in Lander. 42-6, 26 seconds left. Kelly Merritt is the defensive coordinator for Star Valley, and he's got a little history with Riverton. He was the Super 25 Defensive Player of the Year in 1997. 1997, you remember, was the first of 3 in a row by the Wolverines when they won at Star Valley 23-20. Kelly didn't play in the state championships. He tore his ACL the weekend before, but he's always maybe had his eye on the Wolverines after that back in his playing days. Now the defensive coordinator. Remember, Ryan McGuffey was on that football team in 1997, later went on to play at the University of Wyoming. He and Brooks Paskett, a couple of Super 25 players off of that list. But Kelly, the D coordinator now for McKay Young and the Braves, as Payne will field this at the 5. Reverses field and will be brought down at the 26-yard line by Bailey Colgren. 19 seconds left for the Wolverines, down 42-6 on this matinee Friday for 3A high school football.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if he was playing in that game back in, a 23-20 game and, missing a Super 25 guy. It makes you wonder what kind of difference that made in that game, both play calling, scheme, and everything.
Yeah, what coulda, shoulda transpired back in those days for sure. The defensive player of the year, Super 25. Payne. Flag sails in at the end of this play.
Yeah, he got spun around. It looked like a face mask type call.
Brandon Cook, 6'3", 210, making the tackle, but somebody else got a piece of his face mask, and they'll make it a 5-yarder of the inadvertent variety.
I'm not sure how that's 5 yards when your whole body gets spun around, but they had probably had a better view of it.
We have replay, though.
That's true, yeah.
Troy got the challenge flag. We can throw that out there. We're going to go to the half. 42-6 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. The Star Valley Braves leading the Riverton Wolverines. 341 yards passing by Taft McClure here in the first half of this ball game alone on a Friday afternoon. 140 in the Mountain West. John Gabrielson, Bo Sheets with you from Wolverine Field, along with Christian Corona, Thomas Dent, and Andrew Sossaman, our crew. And Shireen and Wyatt back at radio control, keeping us up to date, keeping us on the air. We are at the intermission on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Your score, Star Valley 42, Riverton 6. We'll be back with some first half stats and a look at some other scores from around the state. Not many going on, but we'll do that here in just a bit. This is your first half of football. You've been listening to the Wolverines on 105.1 Jack FM, watching on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.
Tires, tires, and more tires. Bailey Tire and Auto Service offers a huge selection, great prices, and fantastic service.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, this is Haley. With over 13,000 tires to choose, Bailey has tires for your ATV, farm implement, car, truck, trailer, semi, lawnmower, wheelbarrow, you name it. If it has a tire, Bailey Tire and Auto Service can fix it or replace it. Bailey Tire and Auto Service is your one-stop complete tire and service shop. Just remember, with Bailey's, there's no tricks, just
Keep it local. Try it on, save time and money on returns, and get advice in person at Bells & Bows. Our business is your best local source for quality clothing like Liverpool and keeping your look fresh every month with our new collections bag. These monthly collections bags feature anything you can imagine yourself in, and the best part is we will ship it everywhere. But if you live locally, we can drop it off right at your doorstep. Bells & Bows, your local solution to keeping you looking stylish for anything that comes your way. Stop in today at 309 East Main Street in Riverton or visit us online at bellsandbows.rocks.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to be a supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Brown Sugar is a locally owned and operated restaurant located in downtown Riverton. Their passion is coffee and locally sourced foods. Be sure to stop in for dinner service and look for a new menu coming soon. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. See them online at brownsugarcoffeeroastery.com or stop in at 203 East Main Street, Riverton.
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Tyler Watson, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of Riverton High School athletics. State Farm doesn't want you to forget the old memories, but they want to make sure your future is protected. Stop in and see Tyler, 618 East Washington, or go online, insuringriverton.com. At the half on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, it is the Star Valley Braves 42. It is the Riverton Wolverines 6. And from the get-go, it has been Star Valley as they opened up, taking the opening kickoff to the house. A penalty take it back to the 25, but a couple of plays later they were in the end zone and they would score, and they scored often as well. Taft McClure, 18 completions, 27 attempts. That's a 67% clip right there. 341 yards. He does have 5 touchdowns, but he's also been intercepted twice by the Wolverine defense here today as well.
Yeah, and it's been more speed bumps than really stopping them. And those interceptions are kind of the lone bright spots for our kids, and they have done a good job on some of those coverages. But as a whole, it's been, like I said, when your quarterback's upright with plenty of time and receivers like they have, it's kind of been an uphill battle for our guys.
18 of 27, 341 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 of those to Wyatt Krogh. He has 4 catches, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Chase Stewart, 4 catches, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The other touchdown to Jacob Hedges. Is it Hedges or is it Hodges? I want to make sure I get this right.
They've got Hodges.
And I wrote Hedges,
yeah.
So that's why I wanted to make sure I got it right. It is Hodges. Jacob has 2 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown. Patterson, Linford, Colgren, Weebelhouse, everybody, there's a lot of other people that have got catches on that short little pass up ahead. Rushing, 6 rushes, 13 yards, and a touchdown. That touchdown was a 2-yard run by Jaden Crook. The Wolverines have just 3 tackles for loss on the Braves. Star Valley has just 1 tackle for loss on the Wolverines. So positive, I guess, if you're taking it out of there for the Wolverines. But again, they've given up 341 yards in the air to Taft McClure and the Star Valley Braves here in the first half of football.
Well, and they do such a good job of putting pressure on you at kind of every part of the field. Deep. They do a good job hitting the zone, kind of those little hooked curls. They're hitting the flats. And so you start feeling that pressure, and then when they have time, then they get in their double moves, and that wheel route has been big for number 80 Krogh, and again, just a very well-oiled machine in the passing game for the Braves, and it's going to be fun to kind of watch them when they play, the Codys, the Powells, the teams that they're just a little bit differently built. This team is built for passing the ball everywhere and putting pressure on you.
One thing I've always thought of in high school football in Wyoming is, and Don Julian kind of had this approach when he first started. He's like, I feel we can put better receivers on the field than you can put better defenders on the field. But then you have to do this in late October and November when it's cold and it's windy and everything else. And maybe the first 6 or 7 weeks of the season, it works great. But then you got to overcome the elements late in the season as well.
That's a very good point, because, again, you get to Laramie at the end of the year. A lot of times it's brutally cold. And so the passing teams, it is difficult on those teams late in the year. But that's kind of what you have to go with, and you still have to be able to pass the ball when it's cold out. I mean, you look at the teams like Green Bay and some of those teams in the NFL; they've got to play outside too, and obviously the Patriots. So, it is a little bit tougher, but I don't see how teams are going to stop them unless they're able to cover a little better.
Well, the Braves look pretty good throwing the old pigskin around today. Wolverines, Derek DeVries, 3 of 9, 70 yards. He has been picked off once in this ball game. They 3 catches going to Nick McIntosh and Dominic Payne and Ty Sheets to the tune of 70 yards as well. On the ground, 13 rushes, only 18 yards, as the Braves have done a good job stuffing the Wolverine run here today. Dominic, 4 carries, 14 yards, and Braden Vincent, 3 carries, 9 yards. Total offense for the Wolverines in the first half at 88 yards, 354 yards of offense for the Star Valley Braves in the first half of football.
Yeah, and like we talked about, I mean, it's going to be interesting to kind of see moving forward. Obviously the score is 42-6, and the game's not completely over, but it's kind of working on some things to get better at, get that consistency, get some guys healthy, kind of as we get ready for conference play, what can we build on both individually and as a team? And again, that's kind of the hard thing, whether you're an announcer, whether you're a fan, whether you're a player, is staying motivated, in a game that's very lopsided, and kind of finding the value in those little victories.
Yeah, definitely. So 42-6 you see on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard on your screen if you're watching on the YouTube channel here on County 10's YouTube stream. Jared and Shireen every weekday morning on County 10's Morning Show, 105.1 JAG FM, and online at county10.com. Click the radio tab. Waking up in Fremont County with a smile with Jared and Shireen. Cowboy football later tonight as they take on the Air Force Academy. Denver Broncos, after superb clock management last week in Seattle, going back at it again this weekend as well as the Cowboys entertain, Wyoming Cowboys entertain Air Force, and I actually did not even know who Denver plays.
Well, and Air Force is going to be the complete opposite of what we've seen here. They've got 500 and some yards rushing every game, against a good Pac-12 team. It's pretty unbelievable, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be up to the Cowboys to get that run game stopped tonight at 6 o'clock. We're at the half, 42-6. The score, Star Valley is out in front. Wolverines will get the football to begin the second half. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some scores around the state after this 2-minute break. This is Wolverine Football, 105.1 JAG FM and the County 10 YouTube channel online.
Central Wyoming College has a new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Education.
Being a teacher has always been a dream of mine.
This degree combines the academic, assessment, and classroom management content that students need to be successful in the classroom. Gain knowledge in how young children grow and develop physically and cognitively, and guide them to social and emotional development.
What I really like about the education program here at CWC is that we get a lot of classroom experience.
Make your way at
Elevate Rehab in Lander is a proud sponsor of sports in Fremont County. Elevate offers physical and occupational therapy and specializes in hand therapy. Elevate Rehab also offers one-on-one personalized treatment for every patient. Their dedicated team of highly skilled and specialized therapists will help you on your journey back to better health and mobility. Elevate Rehab, 535 East Main, Suite D in Lander.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletics for more than 25 years. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism and community. With specialized training and one-on-one service, they get you back to doing what you love. Whether you need rehab for an injury from a sports-certified specialist or therapy from the only certified hand therapist in Fremont County. With 6 locations in western Wyoming, they provide aquatic therapy, dry needling, and women's health therapy. To find out more about Fremont Therapy Group or schedule an appointment, go to fremonttherapy.com.
High Country Hearing Center supports patient hearing health care with a superior standard of practice for our Wyoming families, and we are proud to sponsor sports and student athletes all across Fremont County. High Country Hearing Centers has been serving Wyoming's hearing health care needs since 1979. High Country Hearing Centers will always provide superior hearing instrument technology and standard of care practices to help you stay connected with family and help you maintain a more active and healthier Wyoming lifestyle. Make an appointment today in Lander at 1460 West Main or in Rock Springs at 514 Broadway.
Your home for the Riverton Wolverines is 105.1 JAG FM and County 10's YouTube channel. Go Big Red.
Back at the intermission here on 105.1 JAG FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel. It is Star Valley 42. It is Riverton 6. And they will have the football to start the second half. And I've been trying to effort that score of Lovell Lyman, but the 2 links to watch are both showing up negative for me at the moment here. So we'll hopefully get you up to date. That's the only other game that I know that's going on as of this time right now. Pinedale and Cokeville booting at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Shoshone defeated St. Stephen's by a forfeit, and then they went and beat Cheyenne East JV last night. And then Rocky Mountain gets a 4-foot out of Wyoming Indian as well and will play, which it's kind of crazy. Wyoming Indian's season started with a win at Guernsey last week.
And that Shoshone game, they played 9-man, they play 11-man. I assume they played 9-man in that.
I would assume.
They meet in the middle and play 10 for a while.
Well, I've seen where when one team's on offense, they play their variety, and then I've seen other teams. I remember doing games one time down in Laramie for the Plainsmen. There was a couple of Canadian wide receivers for the University of Wyoming, and their high school came down and played the Laramie Plainsmen. And when Laramie had the ball, it was 11-man football. When it was the Canadian teams, it was 12-man football, and you could run to the line of scrimmage and do all of the crazy nuances. And it was a crazy call of a football game.
Interesting, huh?
Preseason, obviously, zero week, if you will. And Wyatt's acting as if it's sprinkling a little. Is it raining a little? He's saying yes. Now that's something going on right there. Am I seeing it? And yeah, still Lovell Lyman shows zeros at the moment right now. Yeah, should have kicked off at 1 o'clock. We'll effort that. But Wolverines not yet back out to the playing surface. Braves are back out walking around. You see it's 42-6. Next week we'll be on the road for a 7 o'clock kickoff in Rawlins to take on the Outlaws. And team that we can kind of relate, I guess, with the struggles that they have had. And Riverton has had their number the last couple of years, taking care of business against them for the most part. So we'll be on the air 6:30. Game time is at 7 o'clock from Rawlins Outlaw Stadium as the Wolverines make their way back to the playing surface. Derek DeVries talking with his head coach, Troy Anderson, who's normally up in the box for the majority of the ball game and at half. And when you were calling offense and stuff, would you prefer to be on the field feeling it, or did you like to see more from the bench from the box upstairs?
Yeah, and it's kind of a personal preference thing. You know, from the box, you can see, defensive coverage is a lot better. It's harder to talk to the guys when they're on the field, when you're up on the box. So sometimes it's nice to be down the field. You can make some adjustments. You can talk to your receivers. So there's pros and cons to both of them. We kind of had the luxury of we could have instant replay with the huddle sideline, and so that's something that some of the technology pieces that high schools have are even better than some of the the pro and college teams just because they're restricted. So being up in the box, if you've got the ability to watch the replay and go back and see what coverages they are, was my preference. But again, Troy's calling the defense and the head coach, and sometimes the game management piece too comes in, and so. I really don't know. I mean, so
the answer is yes. You'd rather be in both places at one time. If
you'd rather have 42 points instead of 6 is where you'd rather be. So, I don't know.
Braves getting set to kick off as they have put 3 more minutes back on to the clock, and I've never understood that. Why not just put 18 minutes on it and let it run down? But they do 15 and then add 3 for the warm-up. But
it's never the same. It's always a little inconsistent in my book. So
that's how things go. Jack FM, KTUG 105.1 on your radio dial. I'm John Gabrielson. Bo Sheets with me. We've got Thomas Dent III. We have Christian Corona, and we have Andrew Sossaman providing us aerial coverage and video coverage of this on the County 10 YouTube channel. The Braves will be kicking off right to left at Wolverine Field. Bit of a breeze, maybe a sprinkle, sun trying to poke out. We're still at 66 degrees, which last Friday I would have taken 66 degrees for sure. I don't think it ever got above 52 and rained in the majority of the football game last week for sure. Other 3A games going on tonight. Cody is at Buffalo, 1 versus 4. Evanston is at Lander at 6. Wyatt Barichka will have the call of that ball game on KOVE and the County 10 YouTube channel. Powell is at Douglas. Green River is at Worland. Rollins taking on Craig, Colorado, Moffat County High School out of Colorado. I believe they're the Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken, but Rollins playing them. Rollins will be next week's opponent for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and like you talked about with the next week's game with Rollins, both teams will be pretty evenly matched. It's no fun to lose lopsided games early in the season, but truthfully, I mean, the conference games are what truly matter for kind of postseason positioning and everything. So, you kind of use this to catapult you into the conference play, and let's let's kind of see what we can do well and get ready for next week. Still want to compete in this game, though.
So Star Valley onside kicked, I don't know if it was purposely the second half kick in the Froshmore game, but they do not do it here as Sheets goes back to the 6-yard line. Cuts back inside a couple of players and will be brought down by Wiley Wilkes first. And the Wolverines will start it at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 o'clock in the Mountain West. Beautiful day for football, and as I've mentioned many a times before, the afternoon performance as this game got started at 12:30 this afternoon. Was originally scheduled for a 6 o'clock kickoff, but referee scheduling conflicts adjusting this to a 12:30 start. Mills back under center. DeVries, good pickup by Vincent, but he's going to be hit at the 5 and drilled to the ground by Brandon Cook. Boy, Vincent had a great pickup on the first Brave to come through, but then there were more.
Yeah, and again, he starts to roll left on that. I couldn't see if there's any receivers. There's a great pickup, like you said, and then just too much, kind of pressure after that. It didn't seem like he had too much for actually receivers in the patterns on the left side, so it was going to be a tough throw no matter what.
Yeah, minus 14 on the play. Second sack of the ball game. First one produced a fumble. Payne to the outside. He's not going to get very far before he's brought down by Brandon Beck this time. He'll lose 2.
Yeah, and when you start off first down, you lose, a big chunk of yards, and now we're third, and, I can't even count that many. Makes it really difficult, backed up in your own end zone. Not the way we wanted to start the second half for sure.
Yeah, 3rd and a country mile, a minute into the third quarter here.
Yeah.
On the red paint of your end zone as you take the snap. Under center, DeVries, he's got Vincent behind him. Send Sheets in motion. Vincent will get the carry. He'll get out to the 5 before he's brought down by Clay Merritt.
Up the middle for a short gain.
Gain of about 2, and that's 4th down all of a sudden.
Yeah, going in the wrong direction to start the half, and so you're kind of limited what you can run, inside the 5-yard line without getting the safety.
Mills, Watson, Garcia.
And what do you think of that?
You just Parker,
you never just want to automatically take the safety, but if you get safety, you can maybe flip the field a little bit on him. I don't know.
Draven Monroe checks in late. So Parker DeVries the snap. His cousin Derek DeVries standing on the back of the E in the back of the end zone. They get the kick away. It's going to go to the near sidelines, and Vincent's going to let it roll out to the 41, and Krog comes up, gives a little happy feet, and we got kind of burned on that against Evanston last week, so Vincent pounces on it this time. He didn't want that same thing to happen where Randall picked it up last week and advanced it about 25 yards on the Wolverines. So Braves will start plus side of this field at the Wolverine 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, I even noticed on the first punt, our guys are looking around. They've been burned on that, and so they're ready for the return man to come in.
So school record, I think, is 375 passing for Star Valley. McClure at 341, throws it out to Linford, and he just drops it at the line of scrimmage incomplete.
Yeah, they had a good job. They had 3 blockers out in front of him there. Ball's just a little bit low, and fortunately for us, he didn't hold on to it.
They've switched out as well as they had Vincent at that safety position. They've moved him back into linebacker mode back there, and now it looks like DeVries kind of playing that force safety position that Cade's normally at.
Yep, Jackson Larson's done a good job at that outside backer as well, kind of making some plays there too.
Pitch forward to Stewart, hit by Tyree Harris Aragon. Gain of 5 on the shovel pass to Chase Stewart. 5 catches, 76 yards for Stewart. 3rd and 5 for McClure and the Braves now. And again, it was just kind of weird watching the Sugar-Salem game last week as they just, if you watch that on the huddle, they would come out in that wildcat formation with Douglarakis and ran 3 quick plays and were out of it at the point. And I think it was just trying to shake some things up perhaps.
Right.
Have not seen that as of yet today.
No, they haven't really had to adjust much with the way their passing game's going.
4 wideouts.
Double move again.
McClure throws up the right sideline. Stewart wide open to the 10. Got on the other side of Jackson Larson, and he scores from 36 yards out. A 6th touchdown of the game for Taft McClure.
Yeah, again, common theme of having time, make a double move, getting behind the defense, and good ball.
Good pursuit from the Wolverines by Xavier Garcia, but they just go over the top and get the touchdown pass. 6 touchdown passes, and now unofficially 382 yards passing for Taft McClure, which would put him back over the school record. Kick is on the way, and that one is good by Merritt. 8:41 remaining in the third. It's 49-6. Mercy rule at 45 would run the clock.
Thank you to Porter's Supply Company in Riverton for sponsoring our broadcast. Porter's reminds you that winter is right around the corner and it's time to prep your wood, gas, or pellet stove for the season. They've got everything you need from new installs to supplies and accessories. Porter's on North Federal and Riverton and online at portersmvs.com.
8:41 remaining in the third quarter. Star Valley, they run 3 plays, 41 yards, capped off on a 36-yard touchdown pass to to Chase Stewart from Taft McClure, his 6th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Braves with a 49-6 advantage.
Yeah, they picked up where they left off. You know, they even had a drop pass to start that series. And, again, other than kind of just that part, it's been kind of easy pickings for them on that.
You would think perhaps you might start to see some sub-down situation for the Braves as Dominic Payne will field it at the 5 across the 20, 24-yard line. Flag sails in.
Usually in the area of hold or block in the back.
Merritt with the tackle. It is going to go against the Wolverines. Flag right at the line of scrimmage at the 24 where they pulled him down. .835 remaining. Penalty against the Wolverines backs him up half the distance to the goal line to the 14-yard line where they will start with 8:35 left in the third quarter. It is a Riverton officiating crew, but it is a non-conference game.
Right. Yeah, they like I said they have their day full with lots of games today, and
we haven't really exactly gotten the home field advantage on the scoreboard out of having Riverton officials either, in case somebody wants to go that direction. So DeVries hands off to nobody, carries it himself. Gain of a couple before a slew of Braves take him down. They say they've got the football. As coming out of the pack with it was Brandon Cook, also helping out Mikkel Merritt, but they don't give them the football. 3-yard gain by Derek.
Been pretty consistent about getting that, 3 to 4 yard gain on our quarterback keepers. So that's been a decent play, where Derek keeps it, and the Lions did a good job, getting some positive yards on those plays.
Thought maybe we would see a student body released from the high school to perhaps come and cheer, but have not seen that today. School day today. Band and cheerleaders are here. DeVries stepping up. He's got man wide open. Sheets at the 40. Ty in a foot race. He and Linford, and Sheets is going to win it. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Yeah, good ball, and Ty got behind the defense on that. Again, it's good to see a couple big plays here.
84-yard touchdown pass. Actually, that is not correct. We were at the, where was that ball game?
Sorry, I didn't have a good look for it. Sorry.
We got sent back to the 14, ran it a couple. They had 6 on the scoreboard, but that was not where that was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, 16 is where it is. 84-yard touchdown pass. Watching that replay, good speed by the younger Sheets. You get that from Tara?
Oh, yeah, he gets all of his athleticism from his mom, fortunately. Yeah.
Ryan Watson coming on late as Saltzgaber will attempt the PAT out of McIntosh. 84-yard touchdown strike. That one's fire drill. Nick's going to throw that ball in the air, and it's going to be intercepted by Linford. Actually, not by Linford. That is Cooper Kabonik that makes the pick. The fire drill does not happen for the Wolverines, but hey, how about a bright spot? An 84-yard touchdown pass from a junior to a junior, DeVries to Sheets, as he caught it at about midfield and then outraced the rest of the Braves to the end zone. Great job, Ty Sheets.
Yeah, good play for the team on that. We've needed to make some bigger plays. These first few weeks kind of get behind the defense, and so our 2 touchdowns have come on those plays where we get behind the coverage and made some good plays. So that's definitely something to build on for next week.
161 yards of offense for the Wolverines now, and 142 of that have come on 2 pass plays. But nonetheless, you've got the yardage, and it's a positive.
Well, it just goes to show you when we do have time, when Derek's able to kind of stand upright, plant his feet and make a throw, we've done some good things today.
Thank you to Porter's Supply Company in Riverton for sponsoring our broadcast. Porter's reminds you that winter is right around the corner and it's time to prep your wood, gas, or pellet stove for the season. They've got everything you need from new installs to supplies and accessories. Porter's on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com. 7:35 remaining in the third quarter as the Wolverines hit a 84-yard touchdown strike from Derek DeVries to Ty Sheets, 49-12. Now the score. Short kick fielded by one of the Braves upmen in Weeblehouse. As they pooch it, he'll pull it down at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Braves. Good tackle, Jordan May, number 6. He's going to stay out there and play a little defense now, is the sophomore.
For sure. And again, a couple of those pooch kicks that we've done, no return on it. Braves have shown what they can do when we kick deep to them, so I don't mind it.
Also seeing Caden Liebrecht into the ball game as a freshman, number 77, playing nose guard out there for the Wolverines. So we're getting some younger kids some time. Zarek Prosser in there defensively is giving chase. Saltzgaber will get Spalding, but he'll go for 12 and a first down.
Yeah, again, it's good to see some of these young guys getting some playing time here. Like we said, kind of build on that, get them some time. That way when you do need them, later this season or next year, they're experienced and they're not so starstruck when they get out there.
He got that one play. Now Caden is out, but he was near that tackle there. Spalding gets another carry off the right side. He'll carry tacklers and loses the football, but I think he was down first at the 45. 8-yard carry by Spalding there.
Yeah, again, they fake the jet pitch there and come back to the true deep back and get a pretty good gain on that.
415 yards of offense for the Braves on 382 yards passing by Taft McClure, who is by himself in the backfield. Spalding's going to come on late and get the call from the quarterback and stand a yard behind him. Now Taft says, nope, let's go over here. Jordan May will make the tackle as carrying it was Kaysen Hatterley. He will have enough for a first down on a 6-yard carry.
Yeah, a little wing trap on that. Not a bad stop for the Wolverines. Again, 2nd and 1 or 2 is definitely the numbers are in the offense's favor there.
6:14 remaining in the third quarter. Braves leading 49-12 as Dominic Payne has a 7-yard touchdown run and Derek DeVries has his 84-yard touchdown pass to Ty Sheets. Krog runs across the formation, give the ball to Spalding. He will run into Vincent and be down at the 32-yard line. 7-yard carry there for Caleb Spalding.
Yeah, Star Valley in this drive starting to assert their dominance a little bit with the running game. They're getting a good push, and, that 7 yards at a clip makes it pretty easy.
Their passing attack, as I mentioned, 382 yards. McClure comes under center this time. He'll send Krog in motion. He'll give it to Crooks. Jaden Crook. He'll go 7. Tyree Harris Aragon making the Wolverine tackle. Marching down the field, the Braves, 5:05 left in the third quarter. Jaden Crook back in the backfield again with McClure
High
high.
snap.
Yeah, right over his head. He's going to come fall on it at the 42-yard line. That's an 18-yard loss. And the high snap from the center just launched it right over his head.
Yeah, one of the first miscues on their snaps. They've been in the gun most of the game, and they've been pretty consistent with getting that snap back there. But
yeah, Clay Merritt, 6'2", 240, has been right on the money, minus that one right there.
Good for the Wolverines. Again, 3rd and long, though. They're probably going to look to pass it.
Screen pass coming, dropping it. Flag flies as that one hit Crook right in the hand, but a flag sails in on this one, and they'll wave it off.
No flag.
Yeah, and I don't know if it looked like they were probably going to call man down field, and, with it being a screen, they were obviously behind the line there.
Right. So it went from 2nd down to 1st down to 3rd down.
Right. 3rd
and 24. First down marker is at the 14-yard line. They're at the 42 right now. And a timeout will be called. 4:15 remaining third quarter. Timeout Star Valley on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. 49-12 Braves out in front. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Thomas will be back after this. This is Wolverine Football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on your County 10 YouTube channel.
Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care support Fremont County athletics. We are a locally owned, multi-specialty healthcare group that is proud to serve the Lander and Riverton communities. Our goal is to provide convenient quality care for all ages. We offer a wide array of services including family and internal medicine, pediatrics, women's care, and urgent care. Additionally, we have on-site labs, echocardiograms, stress tests, x-ray, and ultrasound in both communities. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care are here for you.
Tyler Watson, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of Riverton High School athletics. State Farm doesn't want you to forget the old memories, but they want to make sure your future is protected. Stop in and see Tyler, 618 East Washington, or go online, insuringriverton.com. Tom Cunningham is now the center after we talked about the center error. McClure steps up at the 50, guns it. It's caught by Stewart. He'll get out of the tackle of one man, and then Jordan May will bring him down at the 9-yard line.
It's kind of hard to say when they get a huge completion like that the defense did a good job, but we actually took away their first 2 looks. They had a double move, the wheel route with 80. DeVries did a good job covering him, and we did a good job on their second read, and then they checked down and still get it.
Yeah, and had time to get down to that 3rd and 4th read.
Yep.
33-yard completion, over 400 yards passing by Taft McClure now. High snap, knocks it down, throws, corner is going to be caught by Linford as he just goes up over the top of McIntosh, and Luke Linford will have another touchdown pass, the 7th touchdown pass of the game for Taft McClure.
And like you said, Nick was in a pretty good position there. Linford just went up over the top and grabbed it. Pretty good ball, and let your guys make a play.
Check out the replay to see they were at the 9-yard line, so a 9-yard touchdown pass by McClure. 5 catches, 60 yards for Linford and a touchdown. PAT by Mikel Merritt is good with 3:39 left. It's 55-12 Braves out in front of the Riverton Wolverines. Thank you to Porter's Supply Company in Riverton for sponsoring our broadcast. Porter's reminds you that winter is right around the corner and it's time to prep your wood, gas, or pellet stove for the season. They've got everything you need from new installs to supplies and accessories. Porter's on North Federal in Riverton and online at portersmvs.com. Been all Star Valley Braves since pretty much the opening kickoff, unfortunately, that they returned to the house and then had to come back and score from the 25-yard line. But there have been some bright spots for the Wolverines. It was 22-8. They got a pick in the end zone. A fumble right after that kind of ended the threat, and then Star Valley kind of put it on them. But you got to get in those moments, and they've been in moments. They just haven't, unfortunately, been able to capitalize on them.
Yeah, and Star Valley's done a good job kind of picking apart kind of some of our, just – I don't really want to call them weaknesses, but just some places where they had some advantages, like that last play where they had a couple guys. They had to go to the third read, and then the end zone. We have good coverage. They just made a better play. They're a really solid team.
Hit the 6'3" Linford in the end zone, as well as Hatterley will boot it away. Ty will field it on a line drive at the 10. Sheets across the 20 and gets knocked into the turf by a Star Valley Brave, Canyon Hurd, who makes the tackle. Sheets out to the 32, 1st and 10 Riverton with 3:33 left to play in the third quarter of a 56-12 Star Valley lead. First and 10 RHS, try to build on those positives. DeVries in the back with Vincent next to him. Nathan Mills, the center. Good snap. DeVries throws. It's going to be incomplete. That was almost perfect timing by Cooper Kabanek. He got there right when the pass did. Defensively falls incomplete, intended for McIntosh. Watching the replay now.
Yeah, coming up from that safety spot, you're exactly right. His timing on that, he stayed deep and then came up and hit it just as the ball got there.
Instantaneous contact there. Derek, 4 of 11, 154 yards and a touchdown passing today. 2nd and 10. I guess if the Braves have a weakness, as that ball's dropped and DeVries is going to get back on it at the line of scrimmages, that they have been beaten on the deep ball a couple of times today.
They have, yeah, and so that's exactly right. They kind of, you can see on that play, they're aggressive coming up, so when you can kind of either give them a double move or by that time, like you're saying, that has been kind of their one weakness, is showing that you can get behind them a little bit.
Substitution on the front defensive line. They've brought in Jesse Gibson, 6', 240, junior, to play that front line. That's 2 players on our team to make 240.
Yeah, they've got some good athletes, that's for sure.
They definitely have some size, do the Star Valley Braves. 4 wideouts, DeVries out of the shotgun. Has some time, now the pocket breaks down and he'll take off running. Shuffles his feet, gets across the 40. He'll be real close to a first down. About a 10-yard carry by DeVries. Clock moving at 2:30, and they'll just wave it on and say first down, Wolverines. So we're going to adjust that to 11. I think it's a generous look on a bad angle from the backside official, but we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely.
There's that home ref advantage for you right there. You get that first down with 2:10 left, down 56-12. And
yeah,
we'll take
nobody's gonna argue it today. DeVries did a good job buying time and getting the yards that he could to get that first down.
Almost rather see him attack that than dance at it, as Ty will get the carry to the outside, cuts it back inside. There's a flag down against the Wolverines as Tom Cunningham was held pretty good by the Braves. He was lobbying for the call, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, and Star Valley flows to the ball really good there. They get outside. They plug it up on the inside again. Pretty stout defense.
It's going to be a gain of 1. You can kind of see Cunningham get taken down. We're going to watch the replay and see where that one. This is the previous play, unfortunately. You see Derek dancing out to the 42-yard line. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul ends up being about a 14-yard penalty against the Wolverines tonight. 2:23 in the Mountain West. Wolverines with 1:45 and counting, trailing 56-12.
We got our tight end trips up to the far side.
1st and 10, low snap. DeVries going to throw it and hits a lineman in the back as he was looking at Branson Saltzgaver. And honestly, that's not a terrible play because I don't think that was going to go very far. And
no, they had good coverage on Branson, and I don't know if he got knocked down while the ball was in the air, but again, he was very well covered, and it's like you said, not the worst thing in the world.
Hits Garcia right in the middle of the back in the numbers, and that is not exactly his fault there, and it might have been just DeVries throwing it away, if anything. So
yeah, they had 2 defenders on Saltzgaver, so we're fortunate there.
Second close to 30, first down markers just inside of the Braves territory at the 48. DeVries going to throw an out route to Monroe's. Got it. And that'll be a first down. Draven Monroe out in front of Porter Merritt makes the tackle. There is a flag down in the backfield against the Wolverines. However, it's coming back. And that flag way back at the 24-yard line. That's going to end up being about a 45-yard swing as it'll take the Draven Monroe catch for a first down off the board.
Yeah, good job putting the ball up there and Monroe going up and getting it. Again, that's good practice for our guys. You can kind of give you confidence going forward that we got another skilled guy and Derek can get him the ball.
Yeah, made a nice move there and then just caught it over the top of our Star Valley defender. Going to bring it back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, so that extra first down that we got, we probably recovered from it here.
We've got bigger problems with a Hornet loose in the press box with us now, so it's going to come bother you for a little bit. So second down and turn left at the mailbox country mile. Slant over the middle. Mason catches it out to the 32. Bryce Mason, his first varsity catch.
Yeah, and again, when you're second and long like that, you got to make it up in 2 or 3 plays, and so it's a good job just hitting the tight end right down the middle. Bryce had a good catch, and again, it's good to see these guys getting involved.
18-yard completion by Bryce Mason. Third down and still a bundle. Third and about 20. They have to get it to the Star Valley 48-yard line for a first down. And the Braves will give them 5 free ones as they jump off sides.
Yeah, you know, as those middle 7, when they see third and long, they're just pinning their ears back because everybody thinks they can get the sack. So good job with the snap count there and getting kind of a free 5 yards to get us a little bit closer.
Getting the Wolverines without Ryan Cox, number 50, and Cade Gabrielson, number 5 today. And they did get back Draven Monroe and Jackson Hill, which is good. But as you pointed out earlier in the broadcast, we've really not had a full complement since day 1.
No, and I think even with Jackson, they're going to kind of hold him back a little bit.
Double clutch. Sheets again to the 36-yard line on the completion. Tackle by Mikkel Merritt, but Ty Sheets takes it down to the other side.
Yeah, it's fun to see us kind of, pay them back with their same play with a wheel route, have some time, and they run the out, they bite on it, give them a pump fake, throw it over the top. Great play.
31-yard completion by Sheets. That is his 3rd catch. 121 yards, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
What I like to see is the guys being excited. The coaches are excited. The score's not what you want it to be, but, you can't just pout about it and give up. So it's fun to see some excitement on the sidelines.
Final timeout, final quarter on the way. 56-12, Star Valley in front. Wolverines 1st and 10 after being, 1st and 30, I think, at one point on that. We'll take a 30-second timeout, be back with more Wolverine football right after this.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoor.
Your home for the Riverton Wolverines is 105.1 Jack FM and County 10's YouTube channel. Go Big Red.
1st and 10, DeVries double clutch again up the sidelines. Caught by McIntosh down at the 12. Nice double play by McIntosh working on Porter Merritt. He'll take it to the 12. That's a first down.
Amazing catch there by Nick. You know, he kind of goes up and has to catch it twice while he's still in the air, so good concentration there. Good hurry up by the Wolverines.
Yeah, Wolverines going tempo. We're going to have to come back to the
crossing
play
route.
DeVries going to take off running, gets pounded at the 15. Cooper Lawson and Garrett Carlson making the stop defensively for the Braves. Gain of 3 by DeVries.
Yeah, we had a rub route on there with crossing routes with Vincent and Sheets, and they had good pressure, so Derek just took off.
Derek again, back to pass, throwing. It'll be caught, and it's Draven Monroe inside the 3 to the 2.
Gonna be close to the first down.
Very close to the first down. I think it's going to be a first down, and it is. So Draven gets the catch. Handoff up the middle. Dominic Payne is across the goal line, and he's in. Dominic Payne's second touchdown of the game. A 7-yard run, now a 2-yard run, and the Wolverines have put up their highest point total of the season now, as they trail 56-18 on a 2-yard run by Dominic Payne.
Yeah, it was a great drive. Like you stated, we were down, 1st and 31 or whatever to come back, get that first down, get a couple receptions, and then have a solid run to cap it off. That's a great drive. You can build on that.
Saltzgaver out of the hold of McIntosh, who had a great catch to set up that touchdown run by Payne. Snaps a little high, but he gets it away, and he knocks it through the left side of the upright. 11:05 remaining in the fourth quarter on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. It's Star Valley still way out in front in charge. Wolverines showing some bright spots, though. 56-19 our score. Back with more Friday afternoon football after this on 105.1 FM, streaming live on the County 10 YouTube channel.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184. Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Big thanks to Will and County 10. Also big thanks to Wind River Internet providing this stream on County 10. 56-19. Christian Corona and Andrew Sossaman, our camera operators. Thomas Dent, our technical director. And Bo, thanks for sitting in with me as well. Little pooch kick. It's going to be fielded, and he doesn't going to take it anywhere. Gavin Bassett makes I think he wanted to run, but I think his teammates told him to get down. Right. He gets up. Hey, wait a minute.
That's got to be a terrible position. You finally get your hands on the ball, and every time you get down, you're like, come on.
1st and 10 Braves at the 35.
You know what? Like I said, I like the excitement of our sidelines. You're down by a whole bunch. It's really easy to hang your head and kind of say, woe is me or woe is us. But I do like our excitement. Band's still playing. The players are into it. Coaches are into it. Good to see some resiliency here.
Going to see Hilton check back in at quarterback. Tristan, a 6'1 junior QB. Actually, scratch that. It's going to be a different receiver, as running with the football and taking it near midfield is Wiley Wilkes. Wilkes will go for 16 yards and a first down. So your QB is Cash Lancaster. And Hilton, who wears number 11, was out here a minute ago. Did they run him as a receiver?
He's still on the field. Yeah, they showed that in warm-ups, kind of a multiple set with quarterbacks going different spots.
Lancaster keeping it himself across midfield, picks his way to the 37-yard line. Vincent, Prosser, May 14-yard carry by Lancaster is his second run of the day for 23 yards now.
Looks like they got Hilton back at true quarterback position here, unless they change something again.
So, yeah, Hilton will check in. Also have Simon Gaskell on the line at a tight end position. So Hilton will bring a man in motion, tosses it ahead to him. Wolverines miss. Jackson Hill misses the one hit. Nice stiff arm, but McIntosh will bring him down.
Yeah, Garcia had a good look at him there. To make him reverse his field and come back. It was a good job to get him stopped for no gain.
McIntosh hurt on the play. You kind of see him holding his hand, it looks like. Stays in the game. Bottom of the screen out there defending Porter Merritt. Late sub bringing the play in, Mikkel Merritt. Inside of 10 minutes left to play in the ball game. 56-19. Second man on the carry, and good tackle.
Carpenter.
Yeah, Xander Carpenter making the tackle. But Mikkel Merritt running with the football.
Yeah, it's good. Like we talked about, it's good to see some of these guys getting in. We got Vincent back to the true middle backer now with, Carpenter coming in and filling up, making a good play there.
Third down and about 3. They will send a late sub out of the formation. Hilton back to Merritt. He will get to the line to gain. That's going to be very close to a first down on a 3-yard carry by Mikkel Merritt.
Yeah, and I don't know what's worse, having them pass all over you or just kind of running their ground and pound, because their bodies are significantly bigger than our bodies up front. And, they show they can kind of assert their dominance running the ball as well here.
Yeah, well, and I've rattled off some of those sizes: 6'3", 225, 6'3", 195, 6'3", 320, 6 foot 240, 6'4", 220. We couldn't match that on the Wolverine side of the equation, as Hilton explaining the play to Mikkel Merritt. Inside of 10 on the play clock. Now down to 5. And keeping it is Hilton. He'll run past Monroe. Monroe comes from behind. Sheets going to bring him down. Late flag flies in at the 18-yard line. About an 8-yard carry by Hilton. And we'll see what the play penalty is.
In the area of a hold.
It was right at the ball runner, and it is going to be a hold. So gain of 8, loss of 10. It's going to be 1st and 12.
Back to where he started.
Derek Prosser comes out. Nathan Mills trotting back in. So 1st and 12 after another penalty. 8 penalties, 65 yards on the Braves. Motion handed off to that man coming through is Bridger Brogue. Bridger will get across the 25 to the 22.
Yeah, McIntosh and Monroe on the tackle there. Wolverines did a pretty good job taking away the initial sweep, but again, Star Valley's very talented. They were able to cut it up and still get a solid 5 or 6 on it.
Gain of 3 for Brogue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different receivers have caught passes, and now we're at 11 different runners have run the ball for the Braves today. Inside of 7 minutes left to play in the contest, 56-19. Reverse action coming back up the middle. Jordan May and Xander Carpenter making the tackle on the carry by Hunsaker, who makes it like an even 10 on the number of ball carriers for the Braves today.
That's very impressive to spread the ball around like that, to have multiple quarterbacks playing, and gosh, I don't know, is there a skill position that hasn't touched the ball today that plays for him,
Yeah, Lancaster back in at QB, and a flag flies illegal substitution against the Braves. 9 penalties now, 70 yards against Star Valley, unofficially, with 6:15 left. Clock moving on that Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Lancaster carries it himself. He'll be hit by Monroe, and Draven will bring him down shy of the first down marker, and it's going to be 4th and a yard.
Yeah, Draven did a good job kind of fighting off the block and making the tackle. The good job personally on that. We'll see. It looks like they're bringing out a field goal unit.
And why not? I mean, it's a good chance to try in game conditions a field goal with your unit. Absolutely. Ball marked at the 16. It'll be about a 33-yard attempt for Mikkel Merritt. He needs somebody to hold it for him.
Yep.
It's going to be Linford will come out. 33-yard attempt, hash mark right. Out of the hold of Linford for Mikkel Merritt. Low snap. Linford gets it down. That ball is good and would have been from about 50 for Mikkel Merritt.
Yeah, again, for a low snap like that, their holder got it up well and kicked it. Again, for them, they got to work on some things. So
yeah,
they're probably almost grateful that they had 4th and short. They could kick it there.
33-yard field goal by Mikkel Merritt. Good. 5:09 left. 59-19. The Braves lead the Wolverines. Back in half a minute on 105.1 FM, Jack FM, and the County 10 YouTube channel.
RE/MAX All-Star Realtors are proud to sponsor sports across Fremont County for the 22-23 season. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors was founded in 1991 with the goal of doing real estate in a way that would make our clients' lives as easy and uninterrupted as possible. They've completed many transactions involving residential, commercial, vacant lots, farm and ranch, and investment properties, and can help you with any goal you might have regarding any of these today. RE/MAX All-Star Realtors, 938 West Main Street, Riverton. See them online at remaxriverton.com.
Tyler Watson, State Farm agent, a proud supporter of Riverton Athletics. State Farm wants to protect your future. Stop in today, 618 East Washington, or go online to insuringriverton.com. 5:09 remains in the fourth quarter, 59-19. We've seen some points scored today, Bo.
Yeah, if you like offense, it's been a fun game. There hasn't been a lot of, stops and definitely lots of scoring, lots up and down. It's been fun.
514 yards of offense for the Braves, 255 yards of offense for the Wolverines. A new kicker sends that one low. It'll be fielded by Ty Sheets at about the 15. He's got a seam up the inside, but it closes quickly. Good defensive play. You can kind of see that as Hodges makes the tackle. You can kind of see that play developing, and that looked like a pretty good seam, but Jacob Hodges says, no, not today, and he closes that seam in a hurry.
Yeah, a decent return, get out to the 35, but like you're saying, it did look like there was a seam there, and again, it closed quickly.
59-19 Braves on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, 5:03 remaining in the contest. We're on the road to Carbon County next week to Rollins. 7 o'clock kickoff.
Jackson Larson in here at the quarterback, I believe.
Jordan May in the backfield with him. Snap, give the ball to May. Jordan off to the right side, carrying tacklers. He'll be out near the 48-yard line before Lane Wiebelhaus brings him down. They'll give Jordan May 14 and a first down for the Wolverines. Good hard running by the sophomore.
Got some younger receivers in there too. 29, Matt Hauser's in there. I know Toman was in there.
Jordan comes out after that carry.
That's a great run.
He is a hard runner.
He is.
Very much so.
Hunter Ryman in at running back.
Hunter will get the carry, and he will be brought down quickly by Bryson Baxter, 6'3", 320.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, and he's on the backup side of the equation for Star Valley at that size, but a nice play by him. Gain of a couple by Hunter. Second down and 8, clock moving, 4 minutes left to play.
Yeah, you get to that point in the game where you're getting some experience for kind of, a whole slew of kids, and, you just want to get some experience for them to be successful down the road.
On both sides of the football, in fact. May carries it again, runs off of a couple of tackles. May tackled at the 34-yard line. Porter Merritt making the stop.
A couple good solid runs by May there. It's good to see him hitting the hole hard and going right up the field with the ball.
Well, he bounced off of the big fellow we just mentioned, Bryson Baxter, couldn't wrap him up, and then he rambles on and gets down to the 34-yard line. Wolverines will sub on late.
That's probably smart, getting Jackson out, just kind of let that shoulder get a little bit more rest.
Yep, absolutely. Jackson Hill missing a couple of games after that Powell game with a shoulder injury. So Larson out of the gun. Mills has went the distance snapping. Larson steps up, has time. It's incomplete, or is it picked up? Oh, it's incomplete. Went through the hands of the Weeblehouse defense.
Yeah, like we said, it's nice to let your backup quarterback get a couple passes in. You're kind of at that point in the game where it's nice to run the ball and let the clock keep running, but get some passes off, let him get live action feel of that.
Yeah, had pretty good time to throw.
Yeah,
did Jackson Larson. Handed off to May once again. First guy there for the Braves is Jesse Levitt. Jesse Levitt is one of their starting running backs. Derek Astle is their starting running back, along with Levitt, who was not allowed to play today because he tweaked his knee a little bit last week. But Astle they had 7 All-Staters last year, and Astle was the lone one that came back at returning All-Stater, and he did not play today. So you add him to the backfield to the weaponry of the Braves. Larson going to evade one tackler. Actually, he doesn't get to evade him. Good defensive pressure out there by Canyon Hurd.
And that's something Jackson will feel as he gets more time, is kind of that sense of urgency that, your receivers aren't open where you want them to be, and so that rush is probably coming. So
yeah. It's that sixth sense you have to step up in the pocket a little bit there, and that'll bring up 4th down and 12 for the Wolverines. Clock running inside of 1:50 now. Gunnar Patterson at the very top of the screen. And
get a snap count.
Get a Brave to jump off sides, so 4th and 7.
The Wolverines done that a couple times today, kind of make it a little bit more manageable. Good job sitting in there.
Wind is picked up. Coming out of the west now, pushing those flags in the end zone a little further. We have 1:25 left to play in the ball game. Braves will go to 3-1. Wolverines 0-3, depending on if you count the 0-week game or not.
Decided we want to give it right back to him.
We jump off sides now. Yo-yo back and forth, and the clock takes another 30 or so seconds off. So back to 4th and 12. 59-19 with 1 minute left to play. Star Valley going to leave Riverton with a couple of wins today. Throw in front of Branson Saltzgaver at the 32. He had some green grass up the sidelines to run, but it falls incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and it will be 1st and 10 Braves with 59 seconds left to play in the contest. Stay tuned for the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show at the conclusion of this ball game.
Yeah, like you're saying with that little crosser there with Saltzgaver, I think if he puts it on him, he's going to be close to getting that first down because he did have some green grass in front of him.
Friday afternoon of football, both teams subbing here pretty liberally with 1 minute left to play in the contest. Again, back at it next week on the road to Rollins. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff is at 7. Don't forget the Lander Tigers taking on the Evanston Red Devils on KOV 1330 AM on the radio dial and here on the County 10 YouTube page. Wyatt Barichka and Christian Corona will bring you that ball game. Christian pulling double duty on cameras today. The advantage of the late start. They're going to get a delay of game here as they'll run a sub off at the end, and here's the delay of game. 5-yard penalty will make it 1st and 15.
Even the officials are getting a little tired here at the end. We're not just going to throw the flag. We'll just blow the whistle and kind of wave it up in the air. So.
If you were truly tired, you would have just let it go.
Right.
My back was to the scoreboard. I couldn't see or something along that nature. Handoff, first man through is going to be Jesse Levitt. I have a hard time thinking that that is actually Jesse Levitt out there making those plays, but that's what his number is. Ryan Watson making the tackle. I think maybe they've moved somebody up because both Levitt and Astle are their 1 and 2 starting running backs. New quarterback again, as they'll just hand it straight off up the middle, as this is Smith McClure, a 6'2 sophomore. And that'll be the final play of the game. I don't think they'll run another one. Star Valley comes in and racks up 424 yards of passing. And what did I say? 7 touchdown passes by Taft McClure today.
Yeah, he had a good day for sure. Their whole skill group, along with their linemen, I mean, they're, very well-oiled machine coming in here. And it's fun to watch them other than, they're the opposing team.
Right, to the crimson red as opposed to the cardinal red taking care of business today. But Braves come in, rack up 424 yards passing and 7 touchdowns, defeating the Wolverines 59-19. Your final score as the teams meet at midfield. Big thanks to Wyatt Barichka and Christian Corona, who are now on their way across the county. They'll be at the Lander Tiger game coming up at 6 o'clock as they take on Evanston. Andrew Sossaman, big thanks to him on our camera as well as Thomas Dent and Bo Sheets. I'm John Gabrielson. The Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show is next. Final score 59-19. The Braves taking down the Riverton Wolverines. Your Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show is next. This has been Wolverine Football on 105.1 Jack FM, streaming live on County 10 YouTube channel.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
I hold up wide left. They don't have any.
Ensuring you never forget your best memories, but also protecting your future adventures. Tyler Watson and State Farm is a proud supporter of the current and future Riverton Wolverine.
Wide right, McGuffey back to pass, shows the ball, throws again, looking in the end zone is DeVries. Touchdown, baby!
Find us on our website at ensuringriverton.com or stop by our office at 618 East Washington Avenue to discuss protecting your future. Like a good neighbor, State Farm.
It's time to welcome Sutherland's Home and Garden Fall Catalog. It's full of hundreds of deals to help you save, including special fall buys, ideas, how-tos, and more. Win big. Sign up in-store for your chance to win a $5,000 Sutherland's shopping spree. See store for details. Get up to 24 months special financing with your Sutherland's credit card. See store for details. Sutherland's Fall Catalog is full of can't-miss deals. Stop by the store and pick one up today or check it out online at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's, your fall home improvement store.
Catch the video stream of this broadcast and previous games this season on County 10's YouTube channel.
This is the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show. Your final score in favor of Star Valley, 59-19. And it was a game, Bo, as we recap it, that the Braves took the opening touchdown, opening kickoff to the house, got it called back a couple plays later, scored, and looked like it was off to the races. Riverton showed a glimpse, though,
Sure.
a 61-yard pass that sets up a 7-yard touchdown run from DeVries to McIntosh, the 7-yard touchdown run by Dominic Payne, and it's 22-6. And the Wolverines then get the ball back on an interception, but then a couple of plays later, a fumble, and then Katie Bar the door, Star Valley runs off and wins it 59-19.
Well, and unfortunately, it kind of follows script to what what we've seen coming in this season. Is we knew that Star Valley's really good, and we knew Riverton had been banged up and had some uphill battles. So, in these games, to stay close, you've got to really take advantage of those. And sometimes the other team, has something to say about that too. So Star Valley's a very solid team. The Wolverines have their work cut out for them going forward.
Yeah, definitely so. They'll go to Rollins next week, and, I think both teams, Rollins and Riverton, have to say, hey, this is our shot at a W, and it's starting conference play, and so we'll see how things go there. You might have saw one of the better passing performances in all of high school football you're going to see. I remember one, Court McGuffey, 428 yards passing in a state championship against the Lander Tigers in 1994, but this one pretty good as well today by Taft McClure of Star Valley. 22 of 32, 424 yards and 7 touchdowns unofficial on the yardage count, by the way. But that's a pretty darn good afternoon by the 6'6" senior from Star Valley.
Yeah, he looked very good. And again, like we talked about, their whole offense was able to keep him upright, give him time, and then he was able to, kind of methodically pick us apart with short plays, big plays, just a well-oiled machine watching their offense.
Yeah, he had, like I said, 7 touchdown passes, including 13, 9, 82, 42, 15, 7, 36 yards of those variety on the touchdown passing. But 514 yards of total offense tonight for the Braves. They would get 424 that on the ground. They would rush for 90 yards, and also a touchdown by Jaden Crook in that game out there today as well. They would go an average of 9.9 yards per play for Star Valley. Riverton actually 7 yards per play, as they would run, let's see here, total plays in favor, Star Valley with, just 90 yards on the ground, 424. Wolverines 54 yards rushing, 232 yards passing, 287 unofficially. And, as we've said, make a couple of goals for yourself, achieve them, and then make more. And I think Wolverines with 19 points have seen steps taken. And, you hate to be the moral victory guys all the time, but when you're at the situation where Riverton's at, you have to take what you can get sometimes.
Well, and like you said, you've got to get better in a whole bunch of areas, and so you just take what you can get. Our schedule, I can't think of anybody that's got a tougher schedule in 3A, playing the number 1, the number 2, and, Powell is definitely up there too in the top 5 for sure. At the time, I think they're 3rd or whatever they're ranked. I mean, to play 3 out of the top 5 teams these first few weeks, it's a tough task for any team, and especially when you're banged up a little bit. You've got people in different positions, so kind of get rid of our preseason type schedule and get ready for the conference season and see how we can do.
We may or may not get a coach interview up here. The athletic director, Reggie Miller, just stepped in and addressed the team out there, which I'm not sure if that's customary or if that's a different thing, but we may not get the coaches up here after the athletic director has stepped in and talked with his kids here today. Final score of 59-19. Let's take our one of our last timeouts here, as this is the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show. We'll run down some final individual stats after this quick timeout. Final score 59-19 on that Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Star Valley over Riverton. We'll be back with the Bailey's Tire and Auto postgame show as it continues right after this.
Wind River Internet is proud to deliver quality, high-speed internet to businesses and residents across Fremont County. Wind River Internet is the sponsor for the County 10 live stream and sports in our community. Enjoy high-definition broadcasts. Brought to you by Wind River Internet. They also provide reliable phone services that can help you stay in touch with the important people in your life. Experience greater connection today. To get a quote and start enjoying fast, reliable services, call 307-857-2004. That's 857-2004. Or windriverinternet.com.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
If you're looking to get upgrades on your vehicle done with bumpers, grill guards, and bed liners, shop locally instead of traveling the extra mile to an out-of-town shop. Take it to the premier local shop here in Fremont County. Wyoming 4x4 has over 25 years of experience under the belt. Dan will take your stock truck and give it the perfect accessory makeover tailored to your vision. Stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-31.
Final count on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard, 59-19. Big thanks to Fremont Therapy and the Porter pregame show and the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show here on 105.1 Jack FM. Again, final passing numbers. Taft McClure today, 22 of 32, 424 yards, 7 touchdowns. He was picked twice in the ball game. Those are unofficial numbers by my count. Chase Stewart, 7 catches. He had 3 touchdowns and 145 yards. Wyatt Krog, 4 catches, 2 touchdowns, 148 yards. Luke Linford, 5 catches, 60 yards. Jacob Hodges, 2 catches, 17 yards, and a touchdown as well. Linford also had a touchdown. Running the ball today, they didn't run much. They had more by committee than anything, as there was a ton of kids that touched the football running the ball today, as well as 8 different receivers today for Taft McClure. For the Wolverines, Derek DeVries, 8 of 15, 232 yards and a touchdown. He was also intercepted once in the ball game. Running the ball today, Jordan May, 2 carries, 30 yards. That's your rushing highlight of the day, the sophomore that gets things done for his team. There on the receiving side of things, Ty Sheets, 3 catches, 121 yards and a touchdown. Nick McIntosh, 2 catches, 82 yards and the setter-up of a touchdown. Running the ball today, Dominic Payne, 6 carries, 14 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns, a 7-yard run and a 2-yard carry for Dominic Payne. And final score tonight, 59-19 was your final score in favor of the Star Valley Braves. Final thoughts, Bo?
Yeah, again, very good team, and in Star Valley, it'll be interesting to see how they do going down the road with the Codys and the Powells and some of the other teams that are going to be solid. For the Wolverines, it's getting better. It's kind of building on what you can, and then prepping for conference play. So, like I said, I was very excited to see some enthusiasm on the sideline. It's easy to hang your head when the score is not what you want, but the really tough thing is to kind of stay engaged. Support your teammates, keep working, and I was impressed with that with both the coaching staff and the players.
59-19 is the final. We'll be back at it again next week on the road to Rollins. A 6:30 pregame, a 7 o'clock kickoff from Outlaws Stadium. Again, for Andrew Sossaman and Christian Corona, our camera people, Thomas Dent III running our technical directing. Bo Sheets, thank you so much for adding to the broadcast.
Thanks for letting me.
I appreciate it. I'm John Gabrielson. This has been a presentation of County 10. Thanks to Wind River Internet for providing our stream. And until next week, we'll see you again. Wyatt Britchka and Christian Corona with tonight's game from Lander as they take on Evanston at 6 on the County 10 YouTube stream at AM 1330 KOVE. For Bo Sheets, I'm John Gabrielson. This has been a presentation of County 10 and Jack FM.
Wyoming Catholic College are proud sponsors of student athletes and sports programs across Fremont County, plus are this season's academic spotlight sponsor. Wyoming Catholic College forms students through a rigorous immersion in the primary sources of the classic liberal arts tradition, the grandeur of the mountain wilderness, and the spiritual heritage of the Catholic Church. Grounded in real experience and thoughtful reflection, our graduates love truth, think clearly, and communicate eloquently, engaging with the world as it is. Submit your application online at wyomingcatholic.edu/admissions/apply.
Xander's One Stop of Lander wishes the best of luck to all student athletes and sports teams throughout Fremont County. Xander's One Stop has it all: clean gas, ethanol-free fuel, diesel, a variety of household and automotive needs. Stop in for the very best in snacks, lunch, dinner, and much more. Plus, the best liquor selection. And now lottery tickets for the Cowboy Draw, Mega Millions, Powerball, and Lucky for Life. It's all here at Xander's One Stop, 730 East Main, Lander.